dangerous group there from the 7th to the 8th to get to the game to vest in the 9th. He's gone from a guy that you probably didn't know a whole lot about. I mean, you knew obviously something, to a guy that you're trusting in the most high leverage moment.
It gets really big time hitters. I mean, it's, this lineup across the way with Cleveland's going to have a ton of left-handed hitters in it, and they may switch some guys out, or they may have some switch hitters where he's got to face some righties. And so the ground ball from Tucker, when he came in and got the double play, is probably the play that's getting talked about the least, that impacted the game the most. I mean, if he doesn't get, through that, maybe the game's, 2-run deficit or a 3-run deficit, and all of a sudden it's a little bit different. So Gunny's done a good job of coming in, throwing strikes. The ball's going to move. It's generally going to be on the ground. And it looks like guys don't see him when they only see him once.
Talk about this matchup with the Guardians. Start with Tigers hitters against Cleveland pitching. Starting pitching hasn't been the usual strength that it's been in the past, but the bullpen has more than made up for that with some incredible work all season long. Their bullpen ERA is a full run better than the next, which is the Tigers bullpen ERA. The challenge for your hitters in this series?
Well, I think the bulk stats are kind of thrown out the window this time of year, because they're going to take out the guys that didn't necessarily perform, and they're going to strengthen their bullpen by putting some of those guys in the pen. I don't know who it's going to be, but they're going to have somebody pretty good that's added to an already good bullpen. So it's a short game when you play Cleveland, because they can really do some things at the back end of the game. One of the things they do really well is their righties get lefties out. They have Clase in the back, they have Gaddis in the back, they have Smith at the back, they have Sandlin in the back. So they've got 4 right-handed relievers that can do some things against left-handed hitters, which seems like you have the advantage. But they have weapons to get guys out. So it'll be really important for us to get to the starter and create some decision points for Vogt across the way earlier in the game. The earlier the better, to where we have to tax their pen, so it maybe helps us on a 5-game series.
Team that likes to swing the bat, your pitchers against their offense, high contact offense, kind of struggled down the stretch after being top 5 most of the year. How do your pitchers match up against that offense?
Well, I mean, the first game is going to be everybody, which I think you got to throw strikes to these guys. You can't be afraid of their contact. It's okay if they don't punch out, then you got to control where the contact is, and can you get it on the ground, especially in this ballpark, where the pull side for lefties ends up being a little bit of power. I mean, I'm going to know where Jose Ramirez is at all times. If he's not up this inning, I'll be paying attention to where he is. And controlling the guys in front of him really does impact Jose Ramirez, because if he's hitting up there with nobody on, he's a completely different, impactful hitter. He's still got a chance to leave the yard. He still has a chance to do important things. But if we can give him less and less run-scoring opportunities when he's up to bat, the better.
All right, AJ, thank you.
You got it.
Tigers manager AJ Hinch, stay with us. We got more after this on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Share magical moments with your little ones on Disney Junior Radio. From the sky,
It's time to fly with Tots.
to the sea,
Come with me.
to the clubhouse,
Come inside, it's fun inside.
and wherever else the world takes you.
Let's go.
Disney Junior Radio, a new Sirius XM channel.
Hot dog.
The magic begins exclusively in the Sirius XM app. Search Disney.
You love listening to baseball. You love talking about baseball, and so do we. That's why SiriusXM has the only channel on the radio dedicated to baseball 24/7. It's MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM Channel 89. News, opinions, passionate baseball talk from former players and GMs, plus interviews with players, managers, and executives, original specials, and much, much, much more. All baseball, every day, on your radio. If you can hear me right now, you've got MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM Channel 89, and on the SiriusXM app.
Fantasy football players, from start-sit decisions to waiver wire advice. Win your fantasy football league with Fantasy Sports Radio, Channel 87, and on the Sirius XM app.
SiriusXM NFL Radio is your home for the National Football League all year long on Channel 88 and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
Tigers fans, no matter where you are, you won't miss a pitch with the SiriusXM app. Hear every game all season long. Download the SiriusXM app and search Tigers.
Base hit! Tigers win!
Tigers fans, this is AJ Hinch, and you're listening to Tigers Baseball on SiriusXM.
At the track, at the wall, at Bosca.
Around the League is brought to you by Bigby Coffee, the official coffee of the Detroit Tigers. In case you missed it, the wild card series between the Brewers and Mets ended in very dramatic fashion on Wednesday night. The game was scoreless through 6 innings, and in the bottom of the 7th, Milwaukee broke through with back-to-back homers from Jake Bauers and Sal Frelick to give the Brewers a 2-0 lead. Then in the top of the 9th, Pete Alonso stepped to the plate for New York with 2 runners on. He was 0 for 3 on the night.
Nimmo leads from first. 3-1 to Alonso. Williams sets. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball to right field. Pretty well hit. Frelick back at the wall. He jumps. It's gone. He did it. He did it. Pete Alonso with the most memorable home run of his career. Pumps his fist as he rounds second. It's a 3-run homer. He's given the Mets a 3-2 lead. They all pour out of the dugout. Alonso on his way to home plate. Pete Alonso keeps this fairy tale season going with the fairy tale swing of his career.
Pete Alonso and the Mets shock the Brewers and are advancing to the NLDS. The final score of this game was 4-2. Game 1 between the Mets and Phillies will begin today with first pitch at 4:08. Around the League is brought to you by Bigby Coffee, the official coffee of the Detroit Tigers.
Hi, Tigers fans. For the first time in a decade, welcome to the playoff edition of the Pregame show. It has been an incredible, many would say unlikely path, but what an exciting ride, and I'm glad to be joined for all of it by our friend Andy Hetzel from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Good to see you again, Andy.
It's always good to see you, Dan. As a fan, it's been such a joy to watch our Tigers down the stretch. I'm ready for more baseball, and Blue Cross is proud to be the official health insurance partner of our Detroit Tigers.
Andy, we've talked about a Blue Cross program called Value Partnerships. Now in its 20th year, this program brings doctors, hospitals, and Blue Cross together to make healthcare better, safer, and more affordable. But there's even more to the story.
That's right, Dan. We're celebrating our 16th year of doing even more when it comes to making healthcare better and more personal through our patient-centered medical home program.
And Andy, putting your own doctor at the center of a team of medical professionals focused on our individual needs is an idea that Blue Cross pioneered. And you've got the largest program in the entire country with nearly 4,700 participating doctors right here in Michigan.
That's true, and it's more than just an agreement for those doctors. It's a commitment to a standard of care that they are measured by in their practices. Their commitment means our members can count on being supported by their doctor and a team of professionals in every aspect of their healthcare journey.
So, Andy, that includes nutritionists, pharmacists, even behavioral health specialists.
That's right, Dan. Nearly 300 of the practices in our program have a behavioral health specialist as part of their team. This year, we've added a designation of more than 200 practices that are not only providing behavioral health support, but delivering exemplary care management for patients with chronic conditions.
Having your own doctor to help meet your needs more quickly and in a familiar setting for things like anxiety and depression makes a huge difference. And all these practices are making a big difference when it comes to preventing disease while lowering hospitalizations and ER visits.
That's right. And people can find out more at valuepartnerships.com.
Always good to see you, Andy.
Good to see you, Dan. Now let's go chase a pennant, and let's go Tigers.
I'm James Harrington of Feiger Law. As the official law firm of the Detroit Tigers, we congratulate the 2024 Tigers for their historic run to the playoffs. Our Tigers, with their will to win, have entered the postseason for an epic playoff run. We're proud of the grit, determination, and hard work it takes to return playoff baseball back to the city of Detroit. On behalf of our team at Feiger Law, we wish our Tigers continued success.
Cheers, baseball fans. Thank you for hanging out with us during this Division Series MLB postseason matchup. Please hit that like button down below. It helps bring more baseball fans and sports fans here to the chat to help you cheer on your team. Where you watching from in the chat, let us know. Say hi and hit that thumbs up button. We'll be right back to the baseball action. We'll see you guys in the chat. Let's have some fun. Let's keep it classy. And good luck to your team. Hope they win and move on to the World Series.
In 2 games, and now you find yourselves here in Cleveland.
It's been a lot of fun to start. You know, this team, this group of guys, you know, it's literally so much fun. Like, I don't think people realize how much fun that we're having and how much that plays into, you know, us playing good baseball. And, you know, it goes hand in hand, and it's just awesome to see this group of guys do what we're doing.
It's been the story that really the only player on this team with playoff experience before that wild card series was Matt Vierling. Now you guys all have a little bit of it. Do you think that gives you a little more confidence heading into this series with Cleveland?
Sure. Yeah, no, it does. You know, it was loud. It was loud in there, but against Astros. And, you know, we expected it, but we were like, wow, this is playoff baseball. And just, you know, going through that, the last couple of days and coming to Cleveland, you know, we kind of know what to expect, and, you know, we know what's going to happen, really.
There's a familiarity between these two teams. You guys play each other a lot throughout the season. How do you think that will help maybe you specifically or some other hitters that are going into this matchup that you've seen most of their starting pitchers and you've seen a lot of their bullpen too?
I would say we'll start off just stadium-wise. We've played here a lot. We know how this stadium plays. We know what the fence is going to do, whatever. And, we've seen all their arms. We might have maybe not seen one guy, but that's it. And, we've seen their starters, their bullpen guys, so we know really what our plans are and what's worked and what hasn't worked. So just having that in the back of our heads really helps us just mentally.
I'm wondering from an outfielder's perspective, AJ has called this pitching chaos, right? So you guys have Tarek Skubal as a true starter, but really besides that, it has been a little chaotic, not knowing who's going to come in and when. How does that impact you guys out there?
It doesn't really impact us at all. Our goal is just to try to make every play we can, any way we can help, if it's putting our bodies on the line or whatever we got to do, we got to make those plays for those guys.
And I know you have 2 games here in Cleveland still, and that's your focus right now, but you do get to go back to Detroit for at least 1 game, maybe 2, depending on how the series does go. Are you excited for that? Because I think the city of Detroit just has so much energy around it right now, and you guys being able to bring a playoff game there for the first time in 10 years.
No, yeah, it's going to be awesome. We know how the fans come out and support us, and we know that they're going to be there and it's going to be loud, so we're super excited.
This has been Daniela Bruce with Tigers left fielder Riley Green. We'll be back with more right here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Detroit Tigers Baseball, brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, committed to providing members access to care they need whenever and wherever they need it.
Now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
You're listening to the American League Division Series on Sirius XM. Join us after the game on MLB Network Radio, Sirius XM 89.
You love listening to baseball. You love talking about baseball. You love yelling at your buddies about baseball because they love baseball, and so do we. That's why SiriusXM has the only channel on the radio dedicated to baseball 24/7. It's MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM Channel 89. News, opinions, passionate baseball talk from former players and GMs, plus interviews with players, managers, and executives, and much, much, much more. If you can hear me right now, you've got MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM Channel 89, and on the SiriusXM app.
The new basketball season is around the corner, and SiriusXM NBA Radio is getting you ready by talking to the biggest stars in the game.
Joined now by Giannis Antetokounmpo. I want to be able to have a shot at winning it all.
Starting Monday night, hear a different team's preview show.
We've got Kevin Durant sitting down with us.
Championship is always the goal.
NBA Radio season preview shows every weeknight until the season starts. Only on NBA Radio, Channel 86. And for any interviews or previews you missed, hear them on the SiriusXM app.
Swing, there's a drive to left. That one is long.
124 years of baseball tradition continues.
And it's gone, a home run.
Brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, General RV, Corewell Health, The D Las Vegas, Meyer, Comerica, Priority, UWM, and Little Caesars Pizza.
Hi, this is Will Arnett from Smartless, a podcast I do with my pals Sean Hayes and Jason Bateman, with special guests from Howard Stern, Trevor Noah, David Beckham, Kelly Clarkson, to a few presidents. It's an unscripted, unrehearsed, but hopefully not unprepared podcast. We'll cover topics like doing limbo for self-esteem, skydiving hungover to world affairs. And now, you can hear every new episode a full week early on the SiriusXM app. Just search Smartless to join the fun.
It's time to play ball with the call of the game from the Metro Detroit Buick GMC Dealers broadcast booth. Here are the voices of Tigers baseball, Dan Dickerson and Bobby Scales.
Clear skies, light breeze. You couldn't draw it up any nicer for Game 1 of the American League Division Series. Hello again, everyone. We're in Cleveland. And after 2,300 regular season meetings between these two historic franchises, Bobby, they are meeting in the postseason for the first time.
and this place is rocking already.
Yeah, that is amazing, Dan, with, just so many games, so much history, and the proximity of the teams. This is the first time they've met in the postseason, but you're right. This place is full, and these folks are ready.
Tigers today will use Tyler Holton as an opener. We're expecting Reese Olson after that. Tanner Bybee is on the mound for the Cleveland Guardians. We'll set this series up in terms of what we think the keys to a Tigers victory are going to be. We talked about it earlier. The pitching, we feel, is going to be the story for both sides. Who can scratch out the most runs in any given game is going to decide this series. But these are two teams that are pitching as well as any teams in baseball right now. The teams have been introduced, lining up on the first and third base lines. We had the flyover, and now we are ready for the first pitch coming up in just a moment. Let's check today's starting lineups for Game 1 of the American League Division Series with Bobby.
And thank you very much, Dan. And what up, though, Detroit? Tiger fans, your starting lineup is brought to you by Comerica. Only one bank's been committed to Michigan since 1849. That's Comerica. We'll start with the visiting Detroit Tigers. They'll go this way. Leading off and playing center field is Parker Meadows. DHing this afternoon in the 2 spot is Kerry Carpenter. Matt Vierling will play right field and bats third. Playing left field, cleaning up, is Riley Green. At second base and batting fifth is Colt Keith. Batting sixth at first base is Spencer Torkelson. Over at third base today in the 7th spot is Zach McKinstry. Batting eighth at shortstop is Trey Sweeney. And batting ninth behind the plate is Jake Rogers. For the home-standing Cleveland Guardians, leading off and playing left field is Stephen Kwan. Doing the DHing this afternoon is David Fry. He'll hit second. Batting third at third base is Jose Ramirez. Batting fourth at first base is Josh Naylor. In center field, in the 5 spot is Lane Thomas. Andres Jimenez will bat sixth and play second base. Jean-Kency Noel is out in right field, batting seventh. Batting eighth is the catcher, Bo Naylor, and batting ninth is the shortstop, Brian Roquio.
Pitching matchup today is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. Tanner Bybee on the mound for the Cleveland Guardians. Tigers today will send Tyler Holton to the mound, and we've already seen Reese Olson head out to the bullpen. It looks like he will get some bulk innings today. The question is, in the postseason, will that be 4 or 5? Or will it be 2 or 3 innings of work? Our keys to the game as we wait for the Guardians to take the field are brought to you by Sarah Chevrolet. And the Guardians now taking the field. Let's talk about the keys for both sides today, Bobby. Again, we figure runs are going to be at a premium. Tanner Bybee on the mound for Cleveland. The one thing you look at with him, he's had an excellent season. This is a really good pitcher. Tigers have loaded their lineup with lefties, as they have done a lot these last 2 months. Lefties have the edge against Bybee.
Yeah, with the left-handed hitters. Well, first of all, Bybee, to both sides of the plate, does a lot of north-south. He'll want his fastball to right at the top of the zone. He'll use his slider and his changeup to get to the bottom of the zone, obviously doing different things. The slider breaking down, and into lefties, the changeup breaking down and away. The main thing for this Tiger lineup, right or left-handed, you got to get him off the top rail. His fastball plays at the top of the zone. It's about 95 miles an hour. It plays at the top of the zone because he gets good extension and he's able to spin the baseball and it stays true at the top. If you can get him off the top rail and get him towards the middle of the strike zone, you have a chance to handle his fastball. And you really don't want to see that changeup of the slider. Those are plus pitches for him. If you can get his fastball early in the count and get it down and put good one on it, you have a chance to reach base with him.
And the Tigers pitching, I just feel like it matches up quite well against the Guardians offense that was top 5 in the first half, but really struggled in the second half, Bobby.
Very much so. The Tigers pitching, we've talked ad nauseum about it through this entire run, through the first round of the playoffs. These guys have been very, very good. Not a ton of swing and miss, more lately, but not a ton of swing and miss down there, but they've done an excellent job of controlling bat speed and inducing weak contact, whether that be on the ground or pop-ups in the air.
Guardians had an excellent season. Remember, they had 2 fewer wins than the Tigers did a year ago. They jumped to the front of the pack, 43-22 start. They really just stayed there. They played .500 for a long time. They had a big series with Kansas City when Kansas City caught them at the end of August. They won the 4th game of a big 4-game series, and then they opened up that lead again and pretty much cruised to the Central Division title in a 92-win season. And both of these teams do a lot of things that mean a lot in the postseason, that rise to the top in terms of the skills you want your team to have. It's deep bullpens. It's good pitching. Starting pitching for Cleveland has been very strong down the stretch. We're going to see a guy named Matthew Boyd in Game 2. But you have to be able to manufacture runs. You have to be able to limit the damage in terms of power by your opponents. And play good defense, pay attention to the details, and both of these teams are strong in all of those areas. Parker Meadows leads off. Tigers facing the 25-year-old from Mission Viejo in California. First pitch of the division series. Fouled back to the screen, and we are underway here at Progressive Field in Cleveland. An absolutely full house. They'll squeeze in almost 40,000 for today's game. Ramirez in tight at third. Shortstop Rocchio is up the middle, and the outfield plays Meadows to pull just slightly. Changeup misses low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, Bobby out there, like we talked about, it's four-seam, slider, changeup, curveball mix. He'll use all 4 of those pitches. To left-handed hitters, it's more four-seam, slider, changeup, and to right-handers, it's more just a four-seam and a slider.
Lots of lefties in the lineup today. Fastball just misses low and away. Crowd groans. Adam Beck is our home plate umpire. Ramon De Jesus at first. Jim Wolf at second. Todd Pitchner is today's third base umpire. Chad Fairchild working the left field line, and Nick Marley the right field line. The 2-1 swing and a foul out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Carpenter and Vierling to foul. So you've got the lefties in pockets up and down the lineup. Meadows, Carpenter at the top. Green and Keith in the 4-5 spots. McKinstry and Sweeney, the lefties, at the bottom of the order in the 7-8 spots. Bybee works middle of the rubber. Glove in front of the face as he gets the sign. Quick step back with the left foot. Lifts the leg, drives to home plate. Swing and a miss. He got him with a changeup and a beauty. That was in the strike zone. And that's the thing you notice, Bobby, with Tanner Bybee. He's in the strike zone with all of his pitches. His swing and miss comes in the strike zone.
It does. He can generate swing and miss in the zone. It really, even with the curveball that he throws only about 11% of the time, but that was a good pitch right there. It was a changeup in the very same spot that he threw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball that Parker Meadows fouled off. Had a pitch to hit there, didn't hit it, and you get what you get after that.
That brings up Kerry Carpenter, 1 for 6 in the 2 games in Houston. First pitch, fastball up and away. It's a 96-mile-an-hour, very firm fastball. Again, no sinkers. He threw just a handful all season. Ramirez is deep and off the line. The outfield plays Carpenter to pull. Just a light breeze blowing in from center field today. Carpenter swings and misses. The slider on the back door. You just look to these lefties. They're going to be so important in this series. I think of Carpenter and Green. Meadows, of course, hit a home run in Houston. But you're probably going to need that big extra base hit. And he does give up, Bybee does give up extra base hits to lefties especially. Waiting on the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Slider at the top rail, and that almost plays like a cutter to a lefty.
It really does. It didn't have much downward vertical break on it. That was a really short, almost like you said, Dan, almost like a cutter. And he'll use it all over the strike zone.
Carpenter now waiting on a 1-2 on the way. Up and away. Brings catcher Bo Naylor, much improved defensively behind the plate this year, up out of his crouch to grab it. There are strengths all over this infield. The entire infield, third over to second, is rock solid to gold glove caliber. Naylor's a little below average at first. 2-2. Up and away. Beck behind home plate today is one of the best balls and strikes umpires in the game.
It's interesting what they're trying to do to Kerry right here. They've elevated. Be surprised if they don't go breaking ball down here, either the curveball or the slider.
Waiting on the 3-2, swinging a shot foul. He got the slider down, and he was on it. Pulled it fouled on the first base side. Tigers dugout on the first base side. Guardians dugout on the third base side. Carpenter digs back in, extends those hands away from the left shoulder as he cocks the bat over it. Tucks that right shoulder in. The 3-2 line, driving to center. That's going to drop for a base hit. Got the curveball and did not miss. 7-pitch battle. It's another thing you look for these lefties to have long at-bats. Make Tanner Bybee work out there on the mound.
That's a great at-bat right there by Kerry Carpenter. Chased some pitches up early. Swung through a couple of them. Fouled a couple off that were up. He went with the breaking ball down. It was in the zone. Kerry Carpenter was on it to single to right field.
And that's the thing. All these Cleveland pitchers, the bullpen, everybody's just tough to hit. That's why we talk about the lefty advantage against Bobby today. But the Tigers game planning, Bobby. Matt Vierling at the plate, takes a pitch low and in. Think of the at-bats Carpenter and Vierling had against Presley. I mean, the Tigers' comeback in Houston in the 8th inning was against two really good closers, really.
And guys who've got stripes this time of year, too.
Presley and Hader. Matt Vierling had a big single, but the approach in the at-bats and the planning that goes into those at-bats, fastball bottom rail for a called strike 1-1. We said it over and over. The Tigers, this guy limits opponents to a 180 batting average, 160, whatever it might be, and we see Tigers continually have good at-bats against those guys.
It's because it's just something they've done all year long, and it's gotten even better as the years progress.
1-1, swinging a slicing foul deep down the right field line. It's two levels of seating with a kind of a club level in between the upper and lower deck. That goes right down the left field line to the foul pole. Wraps around the right field foul pole. They've redesigned this ballpark and made some really nice changes in the upper deck in left field and in right. Those seats, 3 levels of seating, go all the way out to right center field. And then the big grandstands above the 19-foot wall and left. The 1-2, high and tight, buzzes Vierling, so he's going to see at least 5 pitches in this trip to the plate. Ivy's more of a fly ball pitcher. He does not get a lot of double plays turned behind him, does not get a lot of ground balls. Outfield plays Vierling to go the opposite way. Quick flip over to first. Guardians are a base-stealing team. Tigers haven't really been. They try to take advantage anytime there's a pitcher on the mound who is slow to the plate or does not stop the running game. All of these Cleveland pitchers pay attention to the running game and stop it. Vierling waiting on a 2-2. On the way, swinging a slicing foul out of play. Up to 97 on the fastball for Tanner Bibee.
You see what Bibey's trying to do early, really establish his fastball into both right and left-handers and up in the zone. His fastball is better up than down, but he's gone in quite a bit to Matt Vierling. We know Vierling's stroke is to right field. He's trying to bust him in with that heater.
Carpenter short cautiously to first, the 2-2 again, swinging a chopper softly to second base. Jimenez, the Gold Glover, will charge field and flip to Naylor down to second. Goes Carpenter. Tigers have a runner in scoring position for Riley Green.
Bibee broke out the sinker. Several pitches at bat. Again, he throws very few sinking fastballs.
Bobby, I had 9 all season.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at the same stuff because I had 9. Now he's got 13 all of a sudden. But, but that's part of it. I mean, when you play these guys as much as these guys have played each other, even go back to the minor leagues, and 13 times this year, you got to do something a little bit different.
That brings up Riley Green, swinging a high fly ball that'll be hooked down the first base line, well back. I just feel like Riley is just due for several games in a row where he's really productive. I would say the at-bats up and down in Houston, hit a couple balls hard. Feels like he's still trying to find that A swing. Upright, relaxed stance, hands tight to the left, shoulders. He cocks the bat over. Ground ball fouled down the first base line behind Anthony Iapoce, the Tigers' first base coach. Quickly 2 strikes.
And this is part of the growth for Riley Green, too. I mean, he's an all-star this year. You're not sneaking up. 31 ain't sneaking up on anybody anymore. Everybody knows exactly who he is, and they're really dialing it in every time he steps to the plate. And these teams are targeting him. So, yeah, I mean, he's really close, but he's getting pitched really tough as well.
On their feet here at Progressive Field. Bibee sets, checks Carpenter, the 0-2, high and away. Changes the eye level with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball way outside. Outfield plays Green to pull. Now, the Guardians pitched Green very tough this year. He hit just 190 with no power. But remember, in most games, he didn't have anything around him in the lineup. There was no Carpenter, there was no Meadows, there was no Torkelson. The 1-2, up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 for 9 in the Houston series with 3 strikeouts.
2 non-competitive misses up and away arm side for Bibee right there. He can't even use that miss to do anything else. It's just something that as a hitter, you don't even consider when a guy misses that bad. It's not even in your thought.
Green now waiting on the 2-2 on the way. Swing and a foul. Ooh, he had a rip at a slider in the middle of the plate. But that's not a hanger. That's a tight slider at 88.
Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of vertical break. The Bibee slider is more horizontal in nature. Like you said, you described it accurately. It's more cutterish than it is a true old-school slider. Either way, that was center cut at 88. Riley was all over it.
Bybee sets again. 2-2 on the way. Low and in. And hit him. Hit him in the right leg. Ball goes back behind home plate. Carpenter will have to go back to second base, but job one. Make this guy work a little bit, and the Tigers are making Tanner Bybee work here in the first inning. That's going to bring our good friend Carl Willis, the pitching coach, long time in 2 different stints with the Guardians, heading out to the mound. Have a little chat.
That was the curveball that got Riley Green in the front foot. He was trying to go down and in. Back foot him, getting the swing over the top. Didn't get it there. Hit Riley. Fortunately for him, on the guard, because most of the time you have all that gear on, it doesn't hit you on the guard.
It always misses.
It hits you anywhere but where you have the guard on. But that one caught him on the guard in that front foot, and he's down at first base.
Indians in their home white uniform pants today. Red and black piping down the pant legs. The red jerseys with the block lettering Guardians across the front in black, outlined in white. Best Tigers hitter against the Guardians this year was Cole Keith, and he steps to the plate. He just had nothing but a collection of good at-bats. Against Cleveland this year, he hit 280, drew walks, had extra base power. Chance to deliver an early lead for the Tigers. First pitch, swing and a pop-up. Will it be playable? It will be. Ramirez over by the stands. No! Oh, just out of his reach. Down in that camera well, about 3 feet away. And it's just a strike one. The moments in these games that are decided by inches that can turn out to be big. I think of the Jason Hayward not double in the second inning in Houston with 2 men on. It went foul by maybe an inch or 2. And there are those moments again and again and again in these playoff games. There's one right there. Pop foul just out of the reach of Ramirez. Keith now waiting on the strike one from Bybee. The pitch. Fastball misses in. The fastball misses have been pretty big.
They've been big. They've been high arm side for the most part, or the glove side yanked. That was yanked in. He is really making a concerted effort to get in on these Tiger hitters, both right and left-handed.
Already 26 pitches thrown in the first inning for Bybee. 1-1, swinging a fly ball into left field. Going back now in. Kwan will make the catch. Didn't read it right off the bat, but then he recovered. That's a fine Gold Glove caliber left fielder. Makes the catch on a sinking line drive. Tigers threaten but do not score. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Tigers and Guardians in Cleveland. First game of the division series. No score. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on Sirius XM.
Let's go, man!
We're back on the track Sunday.
1 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Yellowwood 500 from Talladega Superspeedway.
Checker flag, baby. Yeah.
On Sirius XM NASCAR Radio Channel 90. In the car and on the all-new Sirius XM app. Get closer to everything that moves you wherever you are with the Sirius XM app.
Let's make some smoke and drink some beer. Yeah.
Every night after the final out, the Round Trip Roundup brings you the scores, highlights, and analysis from every game across Major League Baseball, all in less than 30 minutes.
Swung on and missed, strike 3 and a no-hitter.
It's the perfect one.
Hey you. Yeah, the one that's listening to the MLB playoffs with us. We really appreciate you being here. Please help our community grow. Take a minute to click that subscribe button and hit that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single MLB playoff game here on Toronto Sports Insider. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. Now, if you're already subscribed, we appreciate it. Cheers, Insiders. Now, please share this link out as much as you can. Send it out to the social boards. Put it up on the social media, on Twitter. Get it out there. Let's bring more baseball fans here into the chat to hang out with us during these playoffs. Really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button as well as hitting that share button. We'll see you guys back in the chat.
NASCAR Radio Channel 90.
No score. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning. First pitch today was brought to you by McLaren Health, the official healthcare system of the Detroit Tigers. First inning is brought to you by Rocket Mortgage. Buy, sell, finance, and save. Tigers threaten, made Bybee work a little bit, throw 27 pitches. Now the Guardians get ready to face the MVP of this Tigers bullpen for the last couple of years. Where would the Tigers be without?
Oh, man.
We don't even want to think about that.
I'd rather not.
Guardians getting ready to face the 28-year-old from Tallahassee, Florida, Tyler Holton.
And Tyler Holton, like you said, Dan, been unbelievable, not just this year, but last as well. He's continued that into the postseason. He's out there with a four-seamer, a two-seam fastball, change-up, sweeper, and a cutter, and that cutter is filthy. He'll throw it to both-handed hitters, both sides of the plate.
Stephen Kwan actually hits lefties better than righties. First pitch to Kwan is a fastball outside, ball one. Reese Olson has been out warming. He is up already and warming right now. It looks like he is probably ready. The 1-0, swinging a fly ball, right field, that's deep. Over back Vierling, that's off the top of the wall. Vierling's going to play it on one hop. Throw to second, won't be in time. Stephen Kwan motors into second base. He just missed a home run by inches. Leadoff double here in the first.
Stephen Kwan got a fastball in. It was the two-seam sinking fastball. Started in the middle of the plate, didn't do a whole lot. And Kwan got the barrel to it. And it looked like Matt Vierling didn't quite see it off the bat. Took a little bit of a different route to it, but it didn't matter anyway. It was off the wall. He ends up on second base with a leadoff double.
Brings up David Fry, right-handed batter. First pitch, swing and a pop-up back our way, just below us. We're perched above home plate, a great vantage point in this terrific ballpark, just to the first base side. Ballpark that most years plays pretty pitcher-friendly. This year, for a variety of reasons, a little more hitter-friendly. Run scoring was up, and so were home runs in doubles. Fry takes a pitch inside. This is a batter that the Tigers, for the most part, handled this year. He got off to a great start, cooled off in the second half, and then he was just largely relegated to pinch hitting duties in September. Getting the start today, the 1-1. Down and in, the changeup misses. Holton good against lefties, good against righties. Just a little bit tougher against lefties, but he's got a repertoire of pitches that can get both sides out almost equally well. The 2-1, swing and a miss. That pitch to both sides of the plate, the cutter, is weapon number one.
That's a good pitch right there. Throws it on the inner third, and it cuts just off the inside edge. By the time you go to swing at it, it's not where you expected it to be.
2-2, down and in. He missed with the cutter. This is a Cleveland team that doesn't walk a whole lot. Some of the best contact in the league for 3 years running now. They will chase a little bit, but when they chase, they make contact. Tough to rack up any level of strikeouts against the Guardians. 3-2, line foul into the netting down the left field line. Fry's going to see at least 7 pitches in this trip to the plate with Reese Olson up already. You would think, Bobby, that Tyler Holton is targeted to go through Josh Naylor.
I would think so, especially you're going to get Ramirez right-handed, which is the best of two bad options. And then Naylor behind him.
Swinging a foul on a play, change up away.
He's gone with that cutter down and in. He just threw a changeup that was away right there, because Fry is trying to get that runner to third base, hit something hard to the right side. You may see him throw that two-seamer in, try to run it back over. Or maybe the changeup away, get him to roll over it.
3-2, inside, he walked in. This is really one of the biggest keys to this entire series. As AJ said on the pregame, you're constantly aware of where this guy is. Jose Ramirez has a chance to bat with 2 men on in its first at-bat of the division series. The whole key, having him bat with nobody on base. First pitch to Ramirez, a little bit low. Much better as a right-handed batter this year. Incredible Aaron Judge-like numbers from the right side. He hit .350 with a home run every 11 at-bats. They're on their feet here at Progressive Field. Big jam early for Tyler Holton, the 1-0. Off the plate and in, and he had big numbers against the Tigers. The Tigers held him off last year. He hit just 160 with a couple of home runs. This year he torched the Tigers, pitching .350 with 5 home runs. Not even 50 at-bats. The 2-0, swing and a miss. Change-up down below the strike zone.
Yeah, good pitch right there. These misses from Tyler Holton aren't big, but they're misses nonetheless, and he's behind in the count. He's having to really dig deep here to execute pitches against this Guardian lineup.
Ramirez will hit the ball on the ground, swinging a tap foul. He's been a little more aggressive this year, not drawing as many walks as he has in past years. Tyler Holton now knows how to get a ground ball. See if he can get one right here. Not an easy guy to double up with the speed of Ramirez. McKinstry deep at third, straight up at short for Sweeney. Keith ducking in behind Quan at second. The 2-2 is swinging a foul over the screen. What a year for Tyler Holton. 66 appearances this year for the Tigers. 51 of those, he gave up 0 runs, covering 74 innings, 1 run 10 other times. The 2-2. Fastball right at the knees, didn't get the call. Wow, that's a perfect pitch.
That ball was right there at the bottom of the zone. Jake Rogers does an excellent job presenting that 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Adam Beck says no.
3-2, swinging a ground ball to third, backing up to play the hop. It goes off McKinstry into the netting down the left field line. Ball still in play. Into score comes Quan. Over to third goes Fry. Down to second goes Ramirez. Ground ball ate up Zach McKinstry. 1-0 Cleveland. Still nobody out here in the first.
Yeah, he got a fastball, a changeup down and away. He got exactly what he needed, which is a ground ball. And Zach McKinstry had to make a split-second decision. Do I give ground and try to catch this ball on the long kind of in-between hop, or do I attack the short hop? He tried to tried the first option, didn't pull it off, goes through him down the line into left field. That's an error, E5. Ramirez is on second. Fry is at third with nobody out here.
That's a surprise to see McKinstry not be able to at least knock that ball down. Naylor at the plate, swinging a foul. He was trying to reach the right field seats, attacking a first pitch fastball. Second and third infield in tight. The strike one. On the inside edge for a called strike. The slider on the front door gets the call. Josh Naylor, this is just a good, solid hitter. Hits lefties, hits righties. He's just better against righties. Had a tough finish last 40 games. Swinging a ground ball, base hit into right. Squeezed it in between Torkelson and Keith. And to score comes Fry. Over to third goes Ramirez. Still nobody out. And that's going to be the end of the day for Tyler Holton. 2-0 Cleveland. Nobody out. Runners at the corners. That's the jam that Reese Olson is going to face when he comes in. The rare outing where Tyler Holton, A, was scored upon, and B, gave up more than 1 run. The error played big. 2-0 Cleveland. This place is jumping. While the Tigers make the change, we'll pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for small businesses to make it big. Big like hearing your small business featured in a radio ad for free, or getting free sports tickets to entertain a client. Comerica Bank brings big perks like these and more to every small business customer. To learn how opportunity happens here, visit comerica.com/prosper. Member FDIC Equal Opportunity Lender. Offers available to Comerica small business customers only. Terms apply.
For 175 years, Comerica has thrived through every rise and fall. We've lived through triumphs and turmoil, witnessed every advance, and survived every setback. Through surety and uncertainty, we've stood the test of time by standing by our beliefs, our values, and our customers. Comerica Bank, 175 years strong. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
This season, Ford's lineup is stepping up to the plate. Lightning is furious on the mound with unmatched intensity. Mavericks unfazed, focus fixed on the possibility of a 400-foot home run. Rangers ready to growl and unleash its power. Meanwhile, F-150 shoulders the weight of Michigan. These guys understand the thrill of the game. Built Ford tough trucks for every inning, every play, every moment. Find your legacy today only at your neighborhood Michigan Ford dealers.
This game brought to you in part by Northville Lumber, the official lumberyard of the Detroit Tigers radio network. Pitching changes brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. Double walk, error, big error. Josh Naylor ground ball single to right. Runners at first and third, 2 runs in. Not the way you want to start game 1 of the division series. In at the corners, middle of the infield, back pitching change brought by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Reese Olson takes over on the mound. Lane Thomas at the plate. Right-hander hits a high fly ball to left. Way back in left and gone. First pitch he sees from Reese Olson. Lane Thomas makes it a 5-0 game, 5 batters in.
The only way you hit a slider like that out on the first pitch is if you're sitting on it. They go to the bullpen. Reese Olson comes out. And you make a decision at that point. Am I going to get on this heater or am I going to sit soft? And he sat soft, and this get me over slider. Lane Thomas deposited that ball over the left field fence.
Wow. A stunning start to the division series for a team that has been thriving with their run prevention. Swing and a miss by Andres Jimenez. One of Reese Olson's big improvements this year. 112 innings of work and 22 starts. Remember, just 3 games since his return. It was limiting the extra base power. That was a real strength of his. The 0-2 in the dirt. And again, it's one of the biggest skills that a team can have, and both these teams have it. The Tigers actually a little bit better at limiting the damage on home runs, giving up home runs. And right away, 5 batters in, the first home run of the division series. Makes it a 5-0 game. Soft ground ball to the right side. Reese Olson can't get it. Cole Keith will shovel with his glove, and it's off the glove with Spencer Torkelson. I don't think he would have gotten him anyway. Andres Jimenez reaches, and everything going Cleveland's way right now.
Just a tapper, 4-seam fastball away. Jimenez gets out and around it, taps it off the end of the bat. Reese Olson can't glove it on the way by. Colt Keith tries to shovel it to Torque. And like you said, Dan, I think he just beats it anyway.
Yeah, he'd beaten it. Ball went off of Torkelson's glove. Oh boy. Now A.J. Hinch going out with head trainer Ryan Eubank. This isn't good. Reese Olson, remember, had the shoulder injury that put him on the injured list for 2 months. And clearly the Tigers saw something from the dugout, Bobby, they didn't like.
Yeah, it was. A.J. was out there very quickly. As Reese walked back to the mound, by the time he got to the dirt of the mound, A.J. was out with Ryan Eubank to see what was going on with his young right-hander.
So Olson's going to throw a couple of pitches. He says he's okay. Maybe, something going into the game that they knew about. The velocity is fine, 95 on the 4-seam fastball for the little dribbler infield hit. Maybe he had a blister issue or something that they were very aware of going in, and saw something that made them think whatever it was had come back, but Reese Olson assures everybody he's fine. And Kenzie Noel at the plate. Big home run threat, soft ground ball to third. McKinstry will charge field, flip over to Torkelson for the first out of the inning. Jimenez was on his way to second. There was only one play for McKinstry. John Kenzie Noel grounds out. And now Reese Olson's job, just limit the damage.
Yeah,
try to put up some zeros, try to give your team some innings.
That's all you can do at this point.
Bo Naylor at the plate. Much improved as a catcher. Ground ball to second, scooped up by Cole Keith. He'll flip it to Torkelson. Over to third goes Jimenez. Naylor had a tough year at the plate, but tough on Tigers pitching. 2 outs, that leads it to Brian Rocchio. Fine shortstop for the Guardians. This is a pretty pitchable lineup, and I'll still maintain as the series goes along, it is a good matchup. The guys that you're going to focus on always. Quan is tough, but Ramirez and Naylor with the power. Lane Thomas is a guy that the Tigers really haven't seen much. They just picked him up at the trade deadline. I think we saw him in Detroit for a couple of games. Rocchio takes a pitch in the dirt. That's a nice pickup for the Guardians. He didn't put up big numbers, but he does a lot of things well. Lane Thomas has been in the manning center field most of the month of September. Left-handed batter, switch hitter batting lefty. Rocchio takes a pitch down, 2-0.
See, whether it be Reese Olson or Tyler Holton, uncharacteristically behind Guardian hitters quite frequently through this first inning already.
Team that doesn't generally work at bats. Fastball misses in, 3-0.
Talked about the things that good teams do well, and especially this time of year. They throw a ton of strikes and they catch the baseball. Tigers have struggled early in both regards.
The 3-0 fastball, middle of the plate for a called strike. Rocchio hits righties, lefties, or hits from both sides, I should say, about the same. He draws more walks as a left-handed batter. 3-1. Misses in, and he draws a walk here. Did he call that a strike?
He did.
Oh, my. Well, he dropped his bat, was ready to head to first, and he had every right to think that. Man, that pitch was never a strike.
No,
and it's right where the home plate umpire is set up. Rocchio now wetting on a 3-2, right on top of the plate. The 3-2 pitch, swinging a foul into the netting. Past the Guardians dugout on the third base side. 5-0 Cleveland in the first. A Quan double, a fly walk. Ramirez, the big at-bat of the inning. Reached on an error. That scored a run, and it was single home run. The 3-2 is swinging a foul. Go back to that ground ball through the drawn-in infield off the bat of Josh Naylor on an 0-2. It just doesn't feel like the guys on the right side of the infield are seeing the ball well off the bat. Torkelson didn't even move on that ball.
Yeah, they may not, and you're right, Dan. I don't know that even if he gets an excellent jump off of it because of where they were, he catches it anyway, but your point is correct. There was no movement. It was very late but by the time they started moving to the baseball.
3-2, fly ball to right. That's deep, and that's playable for Veerling. Boy, off the bat, that looked really like a lot of trouble. Rocchio hits it deep. Veerling hauls it in. 9 men to the plate and heavy damage. We go to the second inning. The Guardians score 5 in the first. 5-0 Cleveland after 1 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for small businesses to make it big. Big like hearing your small business featured in a radio ad for free or getting free sports tickets to entertain a client. Comerica Bank brings big perks like these and more to every small business customer. To learn how opportunity happens here, visit comerica.com/prosper. Member FDIC Equal Opportunity Lender. Offers available to Comerica small business customers only. Terms apply.
For 175 years, Comerica has thrived through every rise.
Hey sports fans, we've made it to the Division Series. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Please take a moment to check the link that is pinned in the chat. It is our Sick Kids Fall Drive campaign link. We are raising money for Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto. It is near and dear to my heart, as I wouldn't be alive today if it was not for that hospital there in Toronto. So please Click that link, check it out, send a donation in if you can to support this awesome channel and this awesome community of Toronto sports fans that we have here, bringing you all of the MLB playoff games. Thanks again for being here. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Good luck to your team, and let's make a difference in the community.
Northville Lumber is Michigan's Trex decking leader in the official lumber yard of the Detroit Tigers radio network. NorthvilleLumber.com.
Tanner Bivey had a long first inning, stranded 2. Now he's had to sit for a long time, so we'll go with that theory. He's had to sit a long time. He's going to be a little out of sorts, out of rhythm. Tigers have to, well, there's a chance. Get back into this game right away. Down 5-0 as we go to the top of the second.
A lot of baseball left. I mean, look, at the end of the day, yeah, they got 5 up there. You can't do anything about those now. All you can do is continue to have solid at-bats, continue to do what brought you here, grind at-bats, find a way to get traffic out there. Maybe someone can get a big hit or pop one out of here. But you can't get 5 ones with run swing. It's got to be a cumulative effect by everybody in the lineup.
Give you a feel for how rare it is to see an opponent put up a 5 spot in that 31-13 finish for the Tigers. They only gave up more than 4 runs in a game 6 times. And the Guardians just put up a 5 spot in the first. First pitch to Torkelson, a little above the belt with the slider. That's where he's using that pitch above the belt. Time for dollars on deck if Zach McKinstry gets a hit this inning. Northville Lumber will donate to Detroit Blightbusters. Northville Lumber is Michigan's #1 Trex dealer. Torkelson takes, fastball up. One of the things the Tigers did so well in the Houston series, just that ability to not try to do too much. I always think of those 3 2-out singles against Framber Valdez, all up the middle. The team approach to their at-bats has been a real strength of this team. Fastball up and in, and quickly 3-0 on Torkelson. This is a guy who does not walk many. His strike throwing was improved this year. His walk rate is barely 2. So the strikeout rate near 10 per 9. The 3-0. On the inside corner, really middle, at the belt for a called strike 1. And that's how you get back into this game against Tanner Bivey. Put together the good at-bats. Pass the baton, chip away. But you have to start doing it early because this bullpen it's one of the best bullpens I've ever seen. 3-1, swing and a miss. It's not the names necessarily, it's the production. How effective the top 6 guys in this bullpen have been all season long. Torkelson now waiting on a 3-2. On the way, swing and miss. Got him the fastball up and away. From 3-0, Tanner Bivey bounces back because it's what he does. Throws strikes, he's in the strike zone, and he strikes out Torkelson, second strikeout.
The fastball, quote-unquote, only 95, but there's an extra giddy-up on it. He has the ability to really spin that baseball, and it plays up top in the top of the zone. He gets good extension down the mound. All those factors add up to why that fastball is really effective at the top of the zone.
Brings up Zach McKinstry, first pitch swinging a slicing drive down the left field line. In this ballpark, again, through the years, if you look at any rolling 3-year total, it's a below average home run hitter's ballpark, a little bit better this year. Much better for left-handed batters than right-handed batters for home runs because of that big wall in left. Fly ball, left center field. That one's deep on the run. Thomas looking into the sun. Oh, lose it in the sun. Or give way to left fielder Quan. I'm not sure which, but that ball bounced right in between the two up against the wall, and it will be a double for McKinstry, a ball that Lane Thomas had in his sights and was going to make the catch on.
He sure did. Zach McKinstry got a heater up, and he hit it really well. Out to left center field. Look, for all the world like Lane Thomas had a good beat on it. You can see the sun just glistening off his sunglasses. He must have lost the baseball. It landed about 2 feet from him and bounced up against the wall. McKinstry had thoughts about going to third, but down 5, shut it down, take the double.
Clearly, anybody on the right side of the diamond is having a tough time seeing the ball right now, infielders and outfielders. Trey Sweeney takes first pitch, fastball for a strike. So important to get on the board right here, take advantage of that mistake. The way he was going after it, I just thought he saw it the whole way, and then at the end, he clearly did not. I don't think he was giving away to Kwan, do you?
No, not at all. He had a beat on it, then he didn't.
Shortstop Rocchio keeping an eye on McKinstry at second. Arguably the Tigers' best base runner. Up and away to Trey Sweeney. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 for 7 with an RBI single in that series against Houston. Tigers scored early in one game, won 3-1. 4 runs late to win 5-2 and sweep the Astros. The 1-1. Swing and a foul out of play. There are a lot of players in this lineup. The Tigers lost the season series to the Guardians 7-6 this year. They actually outscored the Guardians 16-50. But think how many players on this team the Guardians really didn't see this year. 10 of the 13 games were played in July. They really didn't see Torkelson or Meadows or Carpenter or Trey Sweeney. They haven't seen Young. Sweeney waiting on a 1-2. Put together some good at-bats for the Tigers. A 1-2, swing and a miss. Change up in the strike zone, got him. It's a good one, as Bobby said. You don't want to get to a 2-strike count because that pitch is a great equalizer for Bobby.
Yeah, really good action on that change up down and away from the left-handed hitting Trey Sweeney. That's what he'll try to do. Ride this fastball at the top, go down to his arm side with the change up to left-handed hitters, and down and in to the glove side with the slider. He chose arm side, the change up right there.
Brings up Jake Rogers, pitch low and away, ball 1. This outfield, nobody really runs on Stephen Kwan. He's a Gold Glove caliber outfielder because of how much ground he covers. The range is down a little bit this year, but you just see that opposing teams don't run on him. And remember, it's a shallow left field. It's a small outfield. Swinging a tap foul, so those two things in combination, he's got a good arm. Really helps Stephen Kwan, so a single to left off the bat of Jake Rogers won't necessarily score Zach McKinstry. He can take a pretty sizable lead off of second base. The 1-1 up and in. Long first inning for Bybee. Average start this year is just under 6 innings a start in his 31 starts for the Guardians. Rogers doesn't leave that batter's box. Bybee sets up middle of the rubber. Shadow's now casting a pretty good shadow behind him out towards center field. He checks McKinstry, the 2-1. Check swing, fouled it back. It would have been a called strike on a slider away. And the crowd in a 2-strike count now gets loud again for Tanner Bybee. 5-0 Cleveland. We're in the second inning. Tigers trying to start chipping away at this 5-run deficit. They've got a runner in scoring position, stranded 2 last inning. Rogers the upright stance, 2-2, swing and a miss. Slider above the belt. Swing and miss, 4th strikeout for Bybee. Gives up a double on a misplay, strikes out the side. Go to the bottom of the second inning. Tigers down 5-0 in Cleveland. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
Hi, this is Chris from Coldplay. Coldplay Radio has returned.
For the release of their new album, Moon Music. And an exclusive SiriusXM listener-only performance.
Cheers, baseball fans. Thank you for hanging out with us during this Division Series MLB postseason matchup. Please hit that like button down below. It helps bring more baseball fans and sports fans here to the chat to help you cheer on your team. Where are you watching from in the chat? Let us know. Say hi and hit that thumbs up button. We'll be right back to the baseball action. We'll see you guys in the chat. Let's have some fun. Let's keep it classy. And good luck to your team. Hope they win and move on to the World Series.
SiriusXM has everything a college football fan needs.
He's in trouble and down he goes. The ball comes out.
All
All the big games are on the SiriusXM app.
Down the sidelines, midfield. It's a race. Picking them up, putting them down.
Plus, hear daily in-depth analysis on College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
There's not a lot of holes or weaknesses on that football team, and they've got the goods where you want to have the goods for a championship caliber roster.
Our experts get you ready for game day every day on SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app.
Tigers fans, after this game, get back to what's really important, your fantasy football team. We're talking about it right now on Channel 87 and on the SiriusXM app.
Project 5-0 Cleveland. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Injury report is brought to you by McLaren Health, the official healthcare system of the Detroit Tigers. Everybody healthy for this Tigers team. They carry extra players and travel with extra players in the postseason just in case of injury. You are allowed to change your rosters in the postseason. The Tigers did that today, adding Kader Montero to the pitching staff. Casey Mize taken off the roster for this series. Interesting hearing AJ talk about that today, Bobby, as we wait for apparently the television timeout to finally elapse so Stephen Kwan can bat. The work that Montero did in between appearances on the roster. Stephen Kwan takes a pitch outside. AJ talking about how they wanted him kind of moving down the hill a little bit better and refining some of his pitches, but clearly they feel like he has more weapons against this Cleveland offense and is the better choice for this series. A 1-0, swinging a foul out of play, 1-1.
Well, you know, a lot of these things are like matchups. It's just like when AJ decides to pinch hit for a certain batter in a certain situation. It's not about the guy he's taking out. It's more about the matchups he's bringing in. And like you said, Dan, the weapons that Kader Montero has.
1-1 in the dirt. 2-1 on Kwan. He doubled to start that 5-run uprising in the first.
I would imagine specifically that both breaking balls, both the curveball and the slider, he can get swing and miss in the zone with both of them. We lost his way a little bit down the stretch, and so he's able to find it, and he's on the roster.
2-1, swinging a little soft ground ball foul, dribbles over by the Tigers dugout on the first base side. Holton was the opener today. Kwan doubled off the right field wall, missed a home run by just inches on the second pitch of the game. Fry drew a rare walk-off Tyler Holton, the 2-2. Just below the strike zone. Kwan, toughest batter to strike out in the American League the last 2 years. Deep in that left-handed batter's box, feet close together, upright, very quiet stance, extends the hands away from the left shoulder as he cocks the bat over it. The 3-2. Blowing in. Slider missed. Tigers did such a good job making sure that the most dangerous bats in the Houston lineup, and it was, he just circled, of course, Altuve, but then Tucker and Alvarez. Those two only had a couple of at-bats the entire 2 games with men on base. And again, that's the goal for Ramirez, who's standing in the on-deck circle, casting a rather large shadow for a guy who's only 5'8". Fry takes a pitch down and in. Make sure that he bats as many times in this series as possible with nobody on. The 1-0 to David Fry, swinging a ground ball up the middle into center field, a base hit. Kwan will stop at second. Meadows charges in fields, and for the second time in this game, in the second inning, Jose Ramirez will step to the plate with a couple of men on.
Well, again, walked to Kwan, got behind him, ended up walking him. 1-0 to David Fry, gets a base hit on the sinker in the middle of the plate. Talked about it all year. It's been the strength of this Tiger pitching all year long. You got to get first pitch strike, and you got to get to leverage. It's not happened early and hasn't been good thus far.
Ramirez now batting from the left side, weaker, quote-unquote, this year. It just means he's not as dangerous. He had ridiculous numbers from the right side. He takes a strike on the outside edge. First batter that Reese Olson faced was Lane Thomas in the first, and he hit the first pitch that he threw over the big wall in left field. Ramirez takes a pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Pretty cozy dimensions here at Progressive Field. Just 325 down the left field line. The 1-1, swinging a foul over the screen. Well back third base side. The wall then angles out and goes across. It's a 19-foot wall that you have to carry in left field. It goes all the way out, almost all the way out to direct straightaway center. 400 to straightaway center. Probably about 380 in the gap. The 1-2, fly ball, center field. Deep but playable. Parker Meadows gets behind it, makes the catch. Kwan's heading to third. The throw will go to second. Ramirez advances the runner to third, puts runners at the corners, 1 out for Josh Naylor in a 5-0 game. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tigers radio.
You're listening to the American League Division Series on Sirius XM. Join us after the game on MLB Network Radio, Sirius XM 89.
This game brought to you in part by Meyer, proud hometown partner of the Detroit Tigers. Instant replay brought to you every game by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. When you need the right call made, it's 1-800-CALL-SAM. 5-0 Cleveland. We're in the second. Reese Olson, another one of his improvements this year, getting a lot more ground balls, change-up bounces. That's the pitch that I would say he struggles with the most. He just doesn't get it in the strike zone very often. A very low percentage of the time that's in the strike zone. He gets a lot of chase. But Bobby, just a little more in the strike zone, that could be a real weapon.
No, absolutely. And he's capable of doing that. We've seen flashes of it. But he absolutely has got the good pitch profile.
1-0 to Naylor, swing and a miss. A slider under the bat, down and in.
Really good pitch right there. Right in under the hands. Looks like a fastball down for the longest time. Takes a sharp left-hand turn.
Sweeney at short, shades up the middle, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Helmet almost flies off, and there's a good changeup right at the bottom rail, 1-2.
That's the one he wanted on the first pitch right there. That's an excellent pitch. Looks like a heater. Good arm action. Peels about 8 miles an hour for his fastball, and then there's sinking action away from Naylor.
Naylor calls time. Great double play candidate, and one of the big improvements in addition, and these really go hand in hand in addition to limiting the power numbers this year. For Reese Olson, the ground ball rate way up. Knows how to get a ground ball with men on base. He could use one right here. Put up that 0 here in the second. The 1-2, swing and a miss. He'll take the strikeout, though. Change up, pulled it down and in. Josh Naylor strikes out. Runners at the corners. 2 outs. And that'll leave it up to Lane Thomas.
That's good pitch right there by Olson. Happy accident, because Jake Rogers wanted that down and away from Josh Naylor. He gets it down and in, but the action on it and peeling off the 9 miles an hour had him out in front. Good pitch.
First strikeout for Reese Olson, 9th batter that he faced. Lane Thomas steps to the plate. First pitch on the inside corner starts him off with a fastball, strike 1. Olson works over toward the third base side of the rubber. Peers over his left shoulder at the runner at first, Fry. Kwan coming down the line at third, delivers, check swing, went too far. Sinker down and in. That was his best pitch this year, that 2-seam sinking fastball. Throws that in the 4-seam about the same amount. Pitch that got a ton of ground balls, a lot of easy outs. The 0-2. Fry takes off and he'll go down to second base. No throw. Pitch just missed inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That'll be a steal for Fry, team that 3rd in the American League in stolen bases. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with a changeup down below the knees. Thomas strikes out, and a nice job by Reese Olson to put up that 0 after the first 2 batters reached. We head to the 3rd inning in Cleveland, 5-0 Guardians after 2 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
You just slept on it funny. I think it's supposed to be that color. It's probably just something you ate. That'll clear right up with some aloe. Some chicken soup will have you back on your feet in no time. Not sure. But Mom will probably know.
Don't rely on guesswork. For 85 years, Blue Cross has been providing Michiganders with access to the care and resources they need. And will be ready to help for the next 85 years.
Rocket met with first-time home buyers to get real about buying a home.
When you don't understand the process, you don't know what steps to take.
Money is just scary to begin with.
There's so many question marks.
Hey, you. Yeah, the one that's listening to the MLB playoffs with us. We really appreciate you being here, Please help our community grow. Take a minute to click that subscribe button and hit that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single MLB playoff game here on Toronto Sports Insider. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. Now, if you're already subscribed, we appreciate it. Cheers, Insiders. Now, please share this link out as much as you can. Send it out to the social boards. Put it up on the social media, on Twitter. Get it out there. Let's bring more baseball fans here into the chat to hang out with us during these playoffs. Really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button as well as hitting that share button. We'll see you guys back in the chat.
Home is where your team is, and our home is right here in Detroit.
Down 5-0 against the Cleveland Guardians. Third inning is brought to you by Birmingham Plumbing. Visit birminghamplumbing.com. First meeting in the postseason ever between these division rivals in over 2,300 games. So you hear that and you go, okay, I wonder what the record is between these two teams. Over 2,300 games dating back to 1901 when they used to be the Cleveland Blues or the Cleveland Naps. They went through about 4 or 5 different names before they finally settled on the Indians, which actually was in honor of a player from the 1800s, Lou Sockalexis. And then the Guardians now, so 2,300 plus games. The Tigers lead the all-time season series 1-1-5-9 to 1-1-5-5.
That's unbelievable.
There is a 4-game difference.
That's unreal.
Between these two teams. Strike on the inside corner to Parker Meadows. And of course, they couldn't meet in the postseason for most of baseball's history until the introduction of the wild card. The strike one to Meadows. A little bit low. Tigers have made Tanner Bybee throw some pitches in the first 2 innings, especially the first, and then he had a little quicker second inning. 27 pitches in the first, then 17 pitches in the second. Ramirez in tight, rest of the infield back. Meadows takes right at the belt. A changeup. It's interesting. He throws a changeup up, the slider up, fastball up. I don't think he wanted that changeup up, but he definitely is throwing the slider at the belt by design. Quick step back with the left foot, lifts the leg, turns, drives to home plate. Parker Meadows swings and pops it up. Jose Ramirez calling for it on the infield dirt. He'll make the catch. 1 up and 1 down here in the third inning. First trip through the lineup. A Carpenter single, Green hit by a pitch. Tigers had 2 out in the first inning. Keith hit a routine fly softly to left for the third out in the first inning. Torkelson struck out to start the second. McKinstry, the double that just was lost in the sun for Lane Thomas, the center fielder. Sweeney and Rogers then struck out. Bybee pretty tough early, middle, and late in games. Pitch outside corner to Kerry Carpenter for called strike one.
You know, Dan, it's funny, in doing some of the work on this, he throws that changeup up on purpose at times. It's really odd. You just don't see that.
No, like ever. Half cut on a fastball up. Kerry Carpenter, that's been a pitch that he's had a tough time laying off since coming back from the injured list. But Bobby, it's because he knows he can hit that pitch, but teams have gotten him to chase. Ramirez deep and off the line at third. Rocchio at short, shades up the middle. The outfield plays Carpenter to pull just slightly. The strike two, up and in. He jumps back out of the way. Hitters, you and Andy and everybody always talks about that's the pitch that's so tempting because it's the closest to your eyes.
Yep. It's closest to you, and if you...
So you can say, why don't you just lay off that pitch?
It's hard, Dan. Hitting's hard, and especially when it's close and you see it really good and you're feeling good about yourself, and next thing you know, you're walking back to the dugout. I swung at it a lot. Trust me, I know.
Carpenter waiting on a 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. We got him with a fastball away. That fastball is lively. As Bobby said going in, it plays at the top of the strike zone, and right now he's using it to great effect with that changeup slider combination.
That's just gas right there. He reared back and he just beat Carp outer third with a 96-mile-an-hour heater. We talked about all the things that cause it to play up. That's just, he just beat him with a good heater right there. There's an extra foot and a half on that thing right now.
Matt Vierling batting. First pitch, slider in the dirt down the way at 89 miles an hour. 11 batters in, 5 strikeouts all swinging third strikes. Matt Vierling has the ability, and really his swing is inside out, go to the opposite field. Guardians play him that way. Ground ball to second. Jimenez down to a needed field that will flip to first. Vierling bounces out in a very quick, easy 1-2-3 third inning for Tanner Bybee and the Guardians. We go to the bottom of the third, first of the division series. Guardians have a 5-0 lead. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
The WNBA playoffs are on Sirius XM.
That's her toughest shot of the game, and she got it to go.
Hear every game through the WNBA.
Hey sports fans, we've made it to the Division Series. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Please take a moment to check the link that is pinned in the chat. It is our Sick Kids Fall Drive campaign link. We are raising money for Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto. It is near and dear to my heart, as I wouldn't be alive today if it was not for that hospital there in Toronto. So please click that link, check it out, send a donation in if you can to support this awesome channel and this awesome community of Toronto sports fans that we have here, bringing you all of the MLB playoff games. Thanks again for being here. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Good luck to your team, and let's make a difference in the community.
Only on NBA Radio Channel 86 and the Sirius XM app.
If you want to win your fantasy football league, you need to listen to Fantasy Sports Radio. From lineup decisions to daily fantasy to waiver wire advice, injury updates, and so much more.
You cannot afford to drop a running back.
Our experts will help you dominate.
I think there's value there on Austin Eckler PPR formats.
Set your lineup with Fantasy Sports Radio, your home for fantasy football all season long. Channel 87 and on the all-new Sirius XM app.
Of the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Reese Olson taking his final warm-up tosses. We're in the bottom of the third inning, 5-0 Cleveland on top. Today's game brought to you in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, the official healthcare provider of the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Tigers put runners in scoring position first 2 innings against Tanner Bybee, but now he's getting into a bit of a groove, Bobby.
Yeah, he absolutely is. It's been much better.
Tigers started an opener today, Tyler Holton. It's worth repeating, Tyler Holton this year, 66 appearances, 61 games where he allowed 1 run or 0 runs. And the 2 runs that he gave up before he left, and he was charged with 4, double, walk, and then the big error. Don't want to pick on Zach McKinstry because I think the way the game 2 started in Houston, he made a great play on Jose Altuve to start that game. And it's just a misplay, but it really did set up what followed. Single through the drawn-in infield, and then the new pitcher, first pitch home run. Fastball strike at the knees on the outside corner. Andres Jimenez at the plate. This guy is just turned into a phenomenal second baseman. Pitch down and in. Did it hit his foot? It did. Jimenez will trot down to first. But Bobby, it's the complete package at second base for Jimenez, a 2-time Gold Glove winner. It's range, it's the ability to turn a double play. Again, it's everything.
There's no doubt. I mean, he's a tremendous athlete at second base. And, you know, with the rules changing, with like the way they did a couple of years ago, you got to have a better athlete. You got to have someone who can cover some ground and turn that double play at second base, and he's been tremendous at it.
Kenzie Noel at the plate. First pitch to Noel, misses a little bit in. Olsen glove on the left hip, ball behind the right, gets the sign from his catcher Rogers. 5-0 Cleveland. We're in the third. Olsen will fire over to first. Both teams have pitchers, as we said. Cleveland just has a staff full of guys who pay attention to the running game and stop it. And the Tigers do too, for the most part. The 2 who have struggled the most to stop the running game, Jason Foley in the bullpen and Reese Olson, mostly as a starter. 1-0, swinging a foul. Ooh,
oh
baby.
My. gosh.
Noel leaned into that one. He was trying to hit it not just to the grandstands and left, but I'm pretty sure he wanted to hit the scoreboard. And he can. This guy has monster power. Got off to a great start, and then the league kind of figured him out a little bit. The 1-1. Low and away. This is a guy who worries you, isn't it, Bob?
He scares me to death, Dan. I'm not going to lie. Because he's one of those guys. He's very pitchable. We talked about this pregame. He is very pitchable. If you get into his holes and execute pitches, I'm not going to say he's going to easy out, but he's very able to be pitched too. But if you miss with that power.
Ground ball foul. Jimenez started then stopped. He has stolen 30 bases this year. 2-2 on Noel.
You know, you see stuff like this from time to time. You throw a fastball away, and he's just late on it and beat. Next thing you know, it's off the wall in right field. Not because he was trying to do that, because it was kind of a I won't say accident, but he's so strong that he can miss balls all over the yard. But to your point, he is very pitchable. You execute pitches, you should be able to get him out.
Hit 13 home runs his first 126 at-bats, so a home run every 10 at-bats. This is his rookie season. He was a force. And then he had a 6 for 53 finish without a home run. The 2-2 bounces up to home plate. And some big misses, kind of uncharacteristically so for Reese Olson. Stuff's not quite as sharp as we're used to seeing. Jimenez short cautious lead at first. The 3-2 rang him up. Holy smokes. Adam Beck paused, waited, stood up. Noel thought he'd just drawn a walk, and he had. And then he rings him up on a pitch that's balls within a half or more below the knees.
Well, I mean, Tyler
Houghton
threw a pitch better than that. It was ball 4 earlier in the game. Reese Olson throws that pitch down there. You're right. It's a ball and a half down. Jake Rogers does a nice job, as he always does, framing that pitch. But then not only was the call wrong, but it was late and wrong. I think that's what really got guys mad.
Bo Naylor swings and misses, falls across home plate. Reese Olson turns and flips over to first. Jimenez 30 steals, caught 5 times. The leader of this offense, Jose Ramirez. Every time you write down his numbers, you're like, those don't even look real. Jose Ramirez came 1 home run away from being the 7th member of the 40-40 club. Pretty rare club, the strike one. A little bit high, 1 ball, 1 strike on Bo Naylor.
Man, I feel like nobody talked about it either. You didn't quite hear anything about it. I mean, I know Ohtani was doing his thing over there. And
39 home runs, 41 steals.
That's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Playing a solid third base, too.
The 1-1, swinging a foul out of play. Naylor hit 200, 13 home runs, but the numbers really dropped off for him. I'll bet the Guardians, though, are happiest with the improvements. And by the numbers, Bobby, the improvements are substantial behind the plate.
Absolutely. And, you know, AJ always talks about it on our side. Your first job as a catcher is to catch a winner. He's done a nice job of improving those metrics behind the dish.
The 1-2 is soft ground ball fouled on the first baseline. It's 5-0 Cleveland. We're in the 3rd inning. Tigers had a series here early in May, and then just again that really odd schedule. Tigers lost 2 out of 3 here, lost a really tough 5-4 game in 10 when the Guardians scored in the 8th, 9th, and 10th to win it. Tigers took 3 out of 4 in Detroit. Came back here, split 4, swinging a soft tap foul, and then the final 2-game series was right at the trade deadline. And that's why we say the Guardians haven't really seen this version of the Detroit Tigers, because they traded Jack Flaherty away. He'd made 3 good starts against Cleveland this year. They haven't seen this rebuilt pitching staff of the Detroit Tigers. Have not played each other since the end of July. The 1-2, swing and a miss. The changeup faded away. Last 4 outs have all been strikeouts for Reese Olson. 3 swinging. Now he's dialing it in. Ryan Rocchio steps to the plate. Lane Thomas with a 3-run home run. The first pitch that Reese Olson threw. And as you said, Bobby, the only way you hit that out, just a little get-me-over sliders if you're sitting on it.
Yeah, absolutely. He picked a good one and didn't miss it.
Fastball 94 up and away. Four-seam fastball misses to Rocchio. McKinstry's in tight at third, right up to the edge of the cutout in front of the bag. Sweeney up the middle at short. The outfield plays the lefty in this at-bat to go the opposite way. Switch hitter batting lefty. Strike on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch count for Olson's at 52. That's a little on the high side. If he gets this out right here, this will be his 3rd inning of work. And at this point, down 5-0, you would think A.J. Hinch would love him to maybe work 5 today. Menez takes off, pitch low, throw it on to second base, and not in time. Heck of a job by Jake Rogers to get a ball, get turned, and then kind of a sidearm flick down to second, but I think Jimenez just had too good a jump.
Yeah, he did. He had a really good jump, and it's a tough pitch to throw on. It was a changeup down. And like you said, he had that sidearm flick. That's because he's trying to cheat to get out there to throw it down to second base, but because of the position he was in, changeup down, all he had to do was throw it kind of like that dip and whip style like a second baseman would down there.
2-1, ground ball chopped to first, backing up to play the big hop Torkelson. He will make the play unassisted, crosses the bag with his left foot, heads in the dugout on the first base side. On the 2-1 pitch, Rocchio grounds out to end the 3rd inning. Jimenez ends up at second base, but stranded there. We head to the 4th. Tigers have some work to do. They're down 5-0 after 3 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for small businesses to make it big. Big like hearing your small business featured in a radio ad for free or getting free sports tickets to entertain a client. Comerica Bank brings big perks like these and more to every small business customer. To learn how opportunity happens here, visit comerica.com/prosper. Member FDIC Equal Opportunity Lender. Offers available to Comerica small business customers only. Terms apply.
For 175 years, Comerica has thrived through every rise and fall. We've lived through triumphs and turmoil, witnessed every advance, and survived every setback. Through surety and uncertainty, we've stood the test of time by standing by our beliefs, our values, and our customers. Comerica Bank, 175 years strong. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
At Oakland University, being golden is putting in the hard work. It's raising the bar and never settling for less. It's the tireless hours spent getting your hands dirty. It's searching for answers where others aren't looking, rising before the sun, and staying up long after it sets. It's in you. Be golden. Explore more at oakland.edu.
Hey, baseball fans, Mike Valena here. If you're looking for a great trip to plan, go do something fun, how about Vegas? The D.com, the D Las Vegas. It's your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
4th inning today is brought to you by Rocket Mortgage. Buy, sell, finance, and save. Riley Green will lead off in the 4th inning. Talked about these division rivals meeting in the postseason. And, oh, by the way, 3 teams from the Central are among the last 4 in the American League. Pretty much what everybody predicted going into the season. A.J. Hinch made mention of that the other day. It's pretty neat to see 3 Central Division teams among the last 4. But Daniela, you were talking with Riley Green about how the familiarity of playing in this ballpark, he feels helps the Tigers, helps him in this series.
Right, and we talked a lot about this heading into the Astros series, just that this team did not have very much familiarity with the ballpark, with Minute Maid Park in Houston, so that can be a disadvantage, just not knowing exactly how to read balls off the bat, how to play the outfield. But playing in this ballpark, most of these guys have done that quite a few times, so they understand it a little bit better, and that can be an advantage when you're playing the field.
Green takes first pitch, fastball on the black away, strike 1.
And maybe something that they can look to as they're trying to make a comeback in this game, Dan, is that familiarity and the fact that they've seen this pitching too. That's something else Riley Green has talked about. He looked at the list.
Swing and a miss.
Of pitchers that were going to be active in this series, and he said there were 1, maybe 2 names that I felt I was unfamiliar with at this point. So the Tigers do know this ballpark, they do know this team, and that's something they can try to lean on throughout this series.
The 0-2 up and away. There's no question when you've seen pitchers, Bobby, I mean, the advantage. Yes, this bullpen is full of guys who just shut hitters down. But if you've seen them a few times at least, perhaps an edge. I think of Josh Hader facing the Tigers in consecutive days in the division or the wild card. Soft line drive into left. That's going to drop for a base hit. Little flare over his shortstop. Riley Green starts the fourth inning off with a single. Tigers down 5-0.
Yeah, Dan, I totally agree with you. And the guys will tell you that. The more you can see a guy, the better off you're going to be. And it was curious. You know, we kind of looked at each other when Hader came into that first game down in Houston like, okay, he's pretty nasty, but regardless of what happens here, our guys get a chance to see him, and that's perfect. So
you mentioned it at the time, and sure enough.
Didn't make sense for his usage at that point. It doesn't matter now because we beat him and we're here, so we got plenty of work to do right here.
That brings up Keith, swinging a pop foul out of play. It's time for dollars on deck, so if Cole Keith gets a hit this inning, Northville Lumber will donate to Detroit Lightbusters. Northville Lumber is Michigan's #1 Trex dealer. Just have to start chipping away. Tanner Bybee making his 5th start against the Tigers this year. Speaking of familiarity, first start went 4 innings, gave up 4 runs. And then in a loss in Detroit, he went 7 innings, gave up 4 runs, but that was actually a very good start. Strike 1 to Keith. Fastball a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike. The last 2 starts, a 5-inning start where he gave up 1 run and a 6-inning start where he gave up 2 runs. Those last 3 starts all in the month of July when the Tigers and Guardians played each other 10 times in 21 days. One of the real quirks of this year's schedule. The 1-1 away. And again, Cole Keith had the best numbers against the Guardians this year. Just consistent production in each series. Fly ball to left field, kind of on a soft line to Quan, first time up with 2 men on. That ended the first inning. The 2-1 pitch. Right at the bottom of the strike zone, slider gets the call. You got to wait for Adam Beck sometimes. Nothing wrong with that. Consider the pitch, make sure you got it right. That's what's made him one of the better balls and strikes umpires in the league. Keith asks and gets time, steps out. Torkelson waiting on deck. Again, lefties hit Bybee for power. He doesn't really give up a lot of home runs, but if he does give them up, it's more to lefties than righties. The 2-2. Swinging a foul out of play. Because against the bullpen, you're not going to come back with extra base power. You're just not. This is a Cleveland bullpen that does not give up home runs. They just don't give up extra base hits. The righties shut down lefties. That's why we talked about at the beginning. You really need to put up that crooked number against the guy who starts the game. The 2-2 down and in. This is going to be a nice long at bat for Keith. We'll see at least 7 pitches. Green at first, nobody out. Tigers trying to get something started here in the 4th. Left side of the infield shifts to the right. Again, a fly ball pitcher on the mound who does not get many double plays turned behind it. Light breeze blowing in from center field on a beautiful fall feel to the afternoon. The 3-2 up and away. Here we go. Cole Keith drew 4 walks in his game, in the 2 games, and he came in 1 mid-game, Bobby. But 4 walks, that is not a small thing. Torkelson starting to plate. He too has started to have more discipline at bats and drawing walks.
No, absolutely. Colt Keith's discipline and his ability to discern pitches and decision making has been excellent all the way, really, in the second half of the season during his uptick in productivity, and he's continued that into the playoffs.
Bybee against Torkelson now. First pitch, ground ball deep third. Ramirez down to second one. Jimenez to first, and they got him. What a cannon of an arm for Andres Jimenez, but that's a beautifully turned, unfortunately. 5-4-3 double play. 2 outs, man at third.
It was slow developing, and Jose Ramirez got 2 big hops down there at third base, and he was well back, had to retreat to get the ball. Good feed to Jimenez. And then he throws a rifle shot over to Josh Naylor at first base. Like you talked about, Dan, that was a strong arm from that young man. Probably plays shortstops on a lot of teams in big leagues, but he's a fine second baseman and turned that one well.
Wow. Likely will win his 3rd consecutive Gold Glove. Zach McKinstry swings and drives a 4-seam fastball deep and foul. down the right field line. As we said, 325 down the left field line, the big 19-foot wall out to center. Then it drops down and just your normal 8-foot wall all the way over to the right field line where it's 325. 375 is very reachable in the right center field gap. McKinstry's had a couple of good swings now against Tanner Bybee. Doubled his first time up. The strike one. Swinging a soft ground ball to first. Naylor will glove it off to his right. Flip it to Tanner Bybee. McKinstry and easy out at first. Tigers put their first 2 on but cannot score. Double play ball really helps out Tanner Bybee. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning in Cleveland. Game 1 of the division series. 5-0 Cleveland. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
Hey, it's Andy Cohen. Are you a pop culture fanatic like us? Then Radio Andy is your ultimate pop culture destination. From news-making interviews,
I read that Gronk thought that he was going to be in the movie more.
I wish I was in the NFL more.
The deepest dives, high-intensity moments, the hottest takes,
The biggest stars.
And all the drama. I apologize, but I'm not sorry at all.
the ultimate pop culture destination, Radio Andy, Sirius XM 102, and on the Sirius XM app.
Tigers fans, your manager AJ Hinch joins him.
Hey you. Yeah, the one that's listening to the MLB playoffs with us. We really appreciate you being here. Please help our community grow. Take a minute to click that subscribe button and hit that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single MLB playoff game here on Toronto Sports Insider. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. Now, if you're already subscribed, we appreciate it. Cheers, Insiders. Now, please share this link out as much as you can. Send it out to the social boards. Put it up on the social media, on Twitter. Get it out there. Let's bring more baseball fans here into the chat to hang out with us during these playoffs. Really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button as well as hitting that share button. We'll see you guys back in the chat.
In season or out of season, the #1 place for college sports is Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
Cleveland scored 5 runs in the first. They got a 5-0 lead. A rare first inning explosion against Tigers pitching. We just haven't seen that in so long since the Tigers went to this unusual opener planned in early August. Dan Dickerson along with Bobby Scales, Daniela Bruce, Stacy Knox, and Jenny Hornatsky are engineers today. Talk about this ballpark and Riley Green and his familiarity, Bobby. I think one of the things that, again, there could be as many as 3 games in this ballpark. You figure runs are going to be at a premium this first inning with 5 runs notwithstanding, and you're kind of expecting, because these teams played a lot of 1-run games this year. 7 of their 13 games are 1 run. Fly ball center field off the bat of Quan. Parker Meadows falling forward, calling off Vierling, making a nice running catch. There was a lot going on that route to the ball, and Parker Meadows did it all well, like he's been doing ever since he came back from the minor leagues. That's a terrific play.
Excellent play. He was shaded Stephen Kwan in the left center field gap. He had to go quite a ways to get that baseball. Got off the ball, good route. Had to battle the sun a little bit. It's still a factor out there, especially in center field.
Calling off Vierling.
Yep.
All of that done to perfection. David Fry takes first pitch, fastball strike at the knees on the outside corner. Top of the order, Quan, Fry, Ramirez. They've been on 5 of their 6 times, first 2 times in the first and second innings. David Fry takes pitch off the plate and in. But talk about this outfield, Bobby. It is so much smaller than Comerica Park, so you would think that it might impact, and will almost surely impact, the Tigers' aggressive base running, which again is such an important piece of their game right now. Pitch low and away, check swing 1 and 2. Just something to watch today and tomorrow, and if there is a game 5.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's just, quite frankly, clearly less space, and so your decision making has to be sharper. It has to happen quicker, but you still have to be aggressive.
1-2, a little bit low. So just puts a premium on all the things that they have really tried to pay attention to, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
With the base running, meaning if an outfield is moving one direction or the other, you're looking for that opportunity to go.
Right. It's not necessarily how hard the ball's hit all the time. It's how far does it take the outfielder from the spot he started.
2-2, swinging a foul off of Jake Rogers. He's going to need a moment. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And is it taking the outfielder towards the base that he may throw to, or away? If it's taking away, once you get a couple steps going, for instance, the ball's hit to Stephen Kwan in left field. He's a left-handed left fielder. If it takes him a couple steps to his bare hand side, which is left center field, go, no matter what.
2-2 is swinging a soft jam job ground ball wide to first, fielded by Torkelson. He'll lead Olsen to the bag with a nice underhand flip. David Fry's out in a 6-pitch battle, 2 up and 2 down in the 4th. Ty Madden now warming in the Tigers bullpen. This outfield, how much smaller is it? It's roughly 10,000 square feet smaller than Comerica Park, so you always try to put that into perspective. And the best comparison I can make, that is the size of a football field from the goal line to the 20-yard line.
Wow.
That's how much extra green there is.
Or is it
at Comerica Park compared to this one? And that's a lot of extra ground to cover. Ramirez takes a pitch down and in, ball 1.
It really is, and it's significantly different. It's going to impact not necessarily where you play, but just the communication, and you have to all that has to be quicker, has to happen sooner because your people are closer together. There's a lot of different factors that go into that.
Ramirez swings and misses. Changeup now really becoming a weapon for Reese Olson. He's dialing it in and getting it in the strike zone.
They bounced a couple of them, spiked a couple glove side early. He's got a better feel for it now.
The 0-2, swing and a miss. Wow. Did he get a piece of it? He did. It was 1-1. I'm sorry, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Big at bat in this game, Jose Ramirez with 2 out in the 1st inning, no score. Ground ball to 3rd, misplayed by McKinstry. Opened the door. The 1-2, swinging a slicing drive down the left field line. Again, that's one of the other many strengths of this Tigers team in the postseason. A defense that makes sure that opponents don't gain the extra 90 feet. They don't give 90 feet away. They pay attention to the details and play tight defense. Good, fundamentally sound defense. So that was just a rare misplay by a Tigers defender. But it opened the door for a big 1st inning. Olsen into his motion, the 1-2, swinging a fly ball, right center field. Matt Beerling looking into the sun. Yikes, that is not easy. He battled it, little stutter step, and he made the catch moving toward the right center field gap. Ramirez routine fly ball softly into right center. And a 1-2-3 for Reese Olson, who's pitched a very fine game after giving up the home run on the first pitch that he threw. We go to the 5th inning. Tigers still down 5-0. It's been this way since the 1st on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meijer.
I'm Dan Campbell, head coach of the Detroit Lions. What if I told you there's a legal team whose winning record goes back over 50 years? What if this team had a roster of some of the best and brightest in their field? And what if I said that every time this team wins, you win too? I'm talking about Michigan's first family of law, Sam Bernstein Law. If you've been injured in an accident, calling Sam will be the best call you ever make. Get a winning team to fight for you. Get the Bernstein advantage. Call Sam.
Injured? 1-800-CALL-SAM.
You don't like to brag, but you're a pretty impressive person.
Cheers, baseball fans. Thank you for hanging out with us during this Division Series MLB postseason matchup. Please hit that like button down below. It helps bring more baseball fans and sports fans here to the chat to help you cheer on your team. Where you watching from in the chat, let us know. Say hi and hit that thumbs up button. We'll be right back to the baseball action. We'll see you guys in the chat. Let's have some fun. Let's keep it classy. And good luck to your team. Hope they win and move on to the World Series.
Ground ball field where your little girl got her first base hit. Little moments like these create stories that last a lifetime. So here's to the next trip. Here's to the next story. General RV. Come home with a story.
Nothing beats an ice-cold Faygo except getting rewarded by Faygo. Visit Faygo Population to earn exclusive prizes. Faygo, the one true pop. Faygo is a proud sponsor of the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Tanner Bybee. Day full of baseball. We'll look at the scoreboard, or at least the games coming up later today from the 1-800-CALL-SAM Studios scoreboard. The Mets in Philadelphia. I can't get over the finish of that Mets game the other day.
Oh, man.
2-0 in the ninth. Yeah, 2 home runs in the 7th for the Brewers. That place is just in an uproar. Pete Alonso with a 3-run home run in the 9th.
Off Devin Williams. Not just some dude out there either. He's pretty good.
Trey Sweeney at the plate. 8-9 one-hitters against Tanner Bybee. Line drive to right field. Will it drop? No. Noel over and in. Trey Sweeney just hit a ball on the nose. And young Kinsey Noel came over and made a nice running catch. He's solid out there in right field. He just hit it too hard, though.
Yeah, he did. He hit just a changeup up away from him. Got the barrel to it. Smoked the ball. 102 off the bat. John Kinsey Noel just ran it down right to him.
So the Mets play at Philadelphia. It's a 4 o'clock game today. Quadruple header in baseball. Jake Rogers takes a fastball strike on the black inner half. Quadruple header today, and then the National League plays their 2 game 2s tomorrow, and that's why the American League will wait till Monday. They like to split it up after day 1 of the division series. Rogers takes a pitch in the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. Kansas City at the Yankees tonight, and you know the Yankees like, all of New York, we get to beat the Royals? That's great. We'd rather play them than Baltimore. Swinging the tap foul. I'm telling you, Kansas City, they've got something going on in that run prevention department, too.
Not only that, they're starting to swing the bats again a little bit with Pasquantino being back.
Pasquantino back.
He is the linchpin of that lineup, in my opinion. What he's able to do between Witt and Salvi makes a difference.
Absolutely enormous. We saw that when that lineup without him when the Tigers swept in Kansas City. Rogers takes a pitch in the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Kansas City and New York, and I'm sure what the Yankees, everybody's picking the Yankees, but I'm with you. I think with Pasquantino back, that lineup is dangerous. Bobby Witt Jr., what a player.
He's pretty good.
Scouting report, pretty good. 2-2, swing and a miss. Curveball in the front door. Jake Rogers strikes out. 6th strikeout for Tanner Bybee. And my scorecard, I've got all swinging.
That's correct. And that's a breaking ball, and quite frankly, he hung it. And if you look at Bybee's reaction after he threw the pitch and after the out was recorded, he was not happy with himself because that was a 77-mile-an-hour curveball that hung in the middle. And Jake just overswung a little bit and swung and missed.
2 outs. That leads it up to Parker Meadows. 5-0 Cleveland. We're in the 5th inning. Parker Meadows takes first pitch strike. 5th inning today is brought to you by Figer Law. All they do is win. Constructing the future is brought to you by the D Las Vegas. Book your stay now at the D.com. Your home for Detroit sports in Las Vegas. 12 rookies on this Tigers roster in the postseason. The strike 1. Swinging a line drive into center. Will that one drop? Yes, it will. A base hit. Thomas went over toward right center. He stayed back the whole time. It looked like he had a chance maybe to come in and make that play, but he did not.
Yeah, it was very conservative there by Lane Thomas. You're up 5-0 here in the top of the 5th with 2 outs. Probably would have liked to drive on that ball and try to catch it, but Parker Meadows will absolutely take it.
Tanner Bybee wishes he had because he's coming out and he will not be able to get the win today. Stephen Vogt coming out. A little pound of the glove. He's a little frustrated. He's coming out here. Crowd on their feet, though. And now he's reacting to the crowd, and they're loving it. Waving his arms as he heads into the dugout. Man on 2 outs, 5th inning. Tigers down 5. The Guardians are going to their powerful bullpen. We'll tell you who's coming in when we come back on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
When it comes to getting behind a winning team, look no further than your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Whether you're north, south, east, or west, there's a Metro Detroit Chevy dealer in your neighborhood supporting their communities. From their quarterly donation drives to supporting youth sports, they're showing their gratitude while helping to make a difference. And that's why your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers are the team that's changing the game. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
You just slept on it funny. I think it's supposed to be that color. It's probably just something you ate. That'll clear right up with some aloe. Some chicken soup will have you back on your feet in no time. Not sure. But Mom will probably know.
Don't rely on guesswork. For 85 years, Blue Cross has been providing Michiganders with access to the care and resources they need, and will be ready to help for the next 85 years.
Get ready for Tigers baseball with Carbliss, a premium ready-to-drink cocktail in a can. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories a can. Plus less carbonation, which means less bloating and less guilt when drinking. Carbliss offers flavors for everyone, from pineapple, black cherry, or cranberry to classic cocktails like margarita and Paloma. On Tigers game days, stop at your local grocery store and pick up a pack of Carbliss to enjoy at home during every pitch. Carbliss, handcrafted premium ready-to-drink cocktails. Less is more.
Incredibly talented bullpen takes over on the mound. Carpenter at the plate. You're a bit surprised, weren't you? Stephen Vogt came out.
A little bit. I mean, I know he probably likes the matchup here with Smith and Carpenter a little bit more, but he just gave up a single with 2 outs in the 5th.
Kerry Carpenter swings, fouls it out of play. Power arm in Cade Smith on the mound. He's had a great year.
Yeah, Cade Smith, good stuff out of this Cleveland bullpen all year long. It's four-seam, sweeper, split. Just about 90% of the pitches he's going to throw are that four-seam fastball, that split.
Carpenter swings and misses. Splitter away. And because of that splitter, this is a righty. And you notice this with all of their top righties. He gets out lefties better than righties. Lefties have hit 160. Carpenter swings and misses. Fastball 98 up and away. 3 pitches, a strikeout, inning over. We're at the bottom of the 5th in Cleveland. 5-0 Guardians. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball presented by Meyer.
Why not Washington? Right now, they look like the best team in the NFC East.
When it happens in the NFL, we're reacting to it on SiriusXM NFL Radio.
Thing I do know about the Chiefs, Andy Reid is one of the best head coaches and play callers in the game.
Get closer to the game with interviews with players, coaches, and executives.
Eagles running back Saquon Barkley.
Hey sports fans, we've made it to the Division Series. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Please take a moment to check the link that is pinned in the chat. It is our Sick Kids Fall Drive campaign link. We are raising money for Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto. It is near and dear to my heart, as I wouldn't be alive today if it was not for that hospital there in Toronto. So please click that link, check it out, send a donation in if you can to support this awesome channel and this awesome community of Toronto sports fans that we have here, bringing you all of the MLB playoff games. Thanks again for being here. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Good luck to your team, and let's make a difference in the community.
Turn on 82.
Share the thrill of victory.
The joy, the jubilation. I can't stop smiling.
And the agony of defeat.
When is this franchise going to realize people really care about this?
Passionate sports fans call 888-MAD-DOG-6.
You gotta love sports.
Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82, or anytime on the SiriusXM app.
Swing and a miss. He strikes out the side.
Tigers fans, this is Scott Harris, and you're listening to Tigers Baseball on SiriusXM.
Way back and gone. First, Tyler Holton started this game as an opener for Reese Olson, a Quan double off the top of the wall in right field to start the game. Missed a home run by just a couple of feet. David Fry drew a walk. Then a ground ball to third base, misplayed by Zach McKinstry. That produced a run and put runners at second and third, drew the infield in. Josh Naylor singled to the drawn-in infield to make it 2-0. That was the end of the day for Tyler Holton. That was probably the plan right from the start to get him to the lefty, Josh Naylor. And then the first pitch that Lane Thomas saw from Reese Olson, trying to sneak strike one with a slider. Thomas put in the left field grandstands, 3-run home run, made it 5-0. Since then, Reese Olson has been very good, Bobby.
He has been very good. He settled down. He had a few pretty bad misses with the changeup early. That's corrected itself, too. Much better control of his stuff now.
First pitch change up, swing and a miss. One walk, 4 strikeouts, and just the one run. The other runs charged to Tyler Holton, one of those unearned. Bo Naylor at the plate, or Josh Naylor at the plate. Pitch in the dirt, down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike, 4, 5, 6 hitters. So the positive that's going to come out of this outing, Ty Madden was up and throwing last inning. I think he is still loose and ready out in that Tigers bullpen. Going to get Reese Olson getting stretched out a little bit. Soft ground ball to first, right along the line, fielded by Torkelson. He'll cross the bag, and that is an out. Josh Naylor's like, wait, what?
He said get over.
No, that's a fair ball. He's still standing by home plate, wondering what happened. He just hit a ground ball to first, and he's out number 1.
Yeah, Josh Naylor didn't get out of the box. I think he mistook Jake Rogers saying get over to Reese Olson for something that the umpire said maybe that was a foul ball, but it was well inside the boundaries, and he's out.
1 up, 1 down. Fly ball left center off the bat of Lane Thomas. And that'll be an easy play for Parker Meadows. He comes in and makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down, 5th inning. On just 3 pitches. Most pitches that Reese Olson had thrown was 72 in a 4-inning outing. Now he is 1 out away from going 5. And again, Bobby, to perhaps get him stretched out to a 5-inning appearance, that's a real plus.
That's a big plus. That's a big silver lining in this particular outing.
Andres Jimenez at the plate. First pitch, fastball at the knees for a called strike 1. Pitch counts are brought to you every game by the Miller Law Firm, lawyers who support the community. Pitch count now at 71. Ty Madden still getting loose in that Tigers bullpen, so you would think this is the end of the day for Reese Olson. Swing and a miss. Curveball down. Man, he's started to dial in everything now.
That's what he does, and Reese does this as he gets through the second and sometimes third time through the lineup. He'll break that curveball out. Doesn't throw a lot of them, but it's usually as he advances at the back end of his outings.
The 0-2, swinging a ground ball, chopped to second base. Colt Keith under the outfield grass will field and flip to Torkelson, and that is a heck of an outing. If that's the end of the day for Olson, and it might be with Madden throwing, after giving up the home run, he gave up just a couple of soft singles, and that's it. He finishes by retiring. If that's the end of the day, 9 in a row. We head to the 6th inning, still 5-0 Cleveland after 5 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for small businesses to make it big. Big like hearing your small business featured in a radio ad for free, or getting free sports tickets to entertain a client. Comerica Bank brings big perks like these and more to every small business customer. To learn how opportunity happens here, visit comerica.com/prosper. Member FDIC Equal Opportunity Lender. Offers available to Comerica small business customers only. Terms apply.
For 175 years, Comerica has thrived through every rise and fall.
Cheers, baseball fans. Thank you for hanging out with us during this Division Series MLB postseason matchup. Please hit that like button down below. It helps bring more baseball fans and sports fans here to the chat to help you cheer on your team. Where are you watching from in the chat? Let us know. Say hi and hit that thumbs up button. We'll be right back to the baseball action. We'll see you guys in the chat. Let's have some fun. Let's keep it classy. And good luck to your team. Hope they win and move on to the World Series.
More with the My Lowe's Rewards credit card. Apply now because Lowe's knows home improvement. Monthly payments are equal to 2.8638% at promo purchase rounded up to the next whole dollar. For new accounts as of 3/7/24, purchase APR is 31.99% and penalty APR is 36.99%. Subject to credit approval. See 36 months disclosure slip at customer service for details.
Is your old car or truck more rust than ride? Give it a new mission and donate your vehicle to the Purple Heart Foundation to provide critical assistance for veterans and their families. You'll get free pickup and a tax receipt, and veterans will get the life-saving support they need. Call 877-718-HERO or visit purpleheartfoundation.org to donate. 877-718-HERO. That's 877-718-HERO or purpleheartfoundation.org to support our heroes today.
Are you ready to shape your future on the largest nonprofit healthcare team in Northern Virginia?
At Innova, every member of our team is crucial to delivering the best care. From imaging professionals and lab techs to physical therapists, surgical support, pharmacy, and more, our positions feature a collaborative culture with a suite of top-tier benefits, best-in-class resources, and career development opportunities. Join the Innova team and own your growth. Visit innova.org/work with us to learn more.
Calling all baseball fans, want to help shape the game you love? Then it's time to step up to the plate because Major League Baseball wants to hear from fans like you. Join MLB's Fans at Bat community. Topics such as new game rules, in-stadium experiences, and upcoming MLB content. Plus, learn how your feedback...
Year long, we raved about it, we talked about it. They carried this Tiger team throughout stretches. These guys are that much better.
A 2.57 ERA for their bullpen. The Tigers second at 3.55. Matt Vierling takes a fastball in a perfect spot down and away for a called strike. Talked about how important it is to not give up extra base hits and home runs, especially at late relievers. I mean, that's true all season long. The Tigers have excelled at that. Fastball strike. Cleveland pitchers do not give up home runs. Sandlin gave up 12 in 58 innings. But Clase, Smith, Gaddis, Herron, their four biggies, gave up 9 home runs and almost 300 innings of work. Swing and a miss. That's a nasty sweeping slider away. Matt Vierling strikes out. So to come back against a bullpen like this, you have to string together. They don't really walk many. You have to string together a walk, create something with your feet, manufacture a run. But Bobby, generally you're not going to get 3 hits in a row to pick up a run, and you're generally not going to have an extra base hit.
And that's the hard part about coming back against this bullpen.
Riley Green swings, fouls it out of play. 5-0 Cleveland. We're in the 6th.
You need one of those two options. String together a bunch of singles and or hit something out off a wall or over it. Right. They don't let you do either.
To strike one. Green swings and fouls it away. This was a rookie season for Cade Smith, and you can't ask for more out of a rookie. 75 innings in a 1.91 ERA, a walk rate of 2 and a strikeout rate of 12 per 9. He absolutely earned that 1.91 ERA. Green takes a pitch away, 1-2.
Usually 60, 65 innings is a lot of work out of the pen. He's at 75 and still dealing.
Swinging a foul out of play. When we last saw the Guardians, again, it was July. Even then, even the Guardians folks that we talked to were like, wow, I don't know if we can keep up this. I mean, it was a heavy, at the time, heavy workload for their bullpen. 1-2, low and away. I think at the time they had 6 guys with 50 appearances or more. We think, oh, that's a big number for July. And then they just kept going, and they kept using those guys, and they got better as the season went on. Riley Green swings and fouls it straight back, and they ended up with a whole bunch of guys with 70 appearances or more. And I mean, a bullpen ERA of 1.30 in September, so they clearly didn't fade at any point. And that was the impressive part to me. The 2-2 to Green, swing and a miss. Splitter got him. 3 batters, 3 strikeouts for Cade Smith.
That's such a tough pitch. The sweeper is plus. The splitter is plus. If he wants to go down and in with the sweeper, he can. If he wants to just throw the split and let it do what it do, he can. Usually he goes away with that pitch. That one was down and into Riley Green. It's a different shape. Riley can swing. All he can do is swing over the top.
5-0 Cleveland. That brings up Keith. First pitch, swing and a miss. The splitter, 90-mile-an-hour splitter, dives down and away. So the fastball's gotten a swing and miss. Third strike, a slider. Now the splitter.
Appreciate you, ball.
Splitter bounces up to home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. And at the back end, always looming, 6 scoreless innings against the Tigers this year, Emmanuel Clase. You don't want to see him in a game unless it's maybe he's just getting an inning of work.
Good, baby, you good?
That's the best case scenario.
You want me to give you a second?
He appears in the 9th inning down a run. Because when he comes on, it's game over. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Keith today with a fly ball to left and a walk. Crowd gets on their feet anytime a Guardians pitcher has a 2-strike count. They're urging Smith to strike out the side. The 1-2 swing and a foul. 97, and Keith had a rip.
That's a good pass at it from Colt Keith right there. It's 0-2. 1-2, excuse me. Got a heater in. That was a good swing on a good pitch. Fouled off, live to fight another day.
Roofline shadows from the third base side are about to cross home plate, and then things get even trickier. The 1-2, swing and a miss. 97-mile-an-hour fastball down gets Keith. Cade Smith faces 4 batters in the 5th and 6th and strikes out all 4. Strikes out the side in the 6th inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 5-0 Cleveland. It's the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
Calling all baseball fans, want to help shape the game you love? Then it's time to step up to the plate because Major League Baseball wants to hear from fans like you. Join MLB's Fans at Bat community and share your thoughts and opinions on topics such as new game rules, in-stadium experiences, and upcoming MLB content. Plus, learn how your feedback helps shape the future of baseball. Raise your voice and show your passion. Sign up today at MLB.com/fansatbat. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Calling all baseball fans, want to help shape the game you love? Then it's time to step up to the plate because Major League Baseball wants to hear from fans like you. Join MLB's Fans at Bat community and share your thoughts and opinions on topics such as new game rules, in-stadium experiences, and upcoming MLB content. Plus, learn how your feedback helps shape the future of baseball. Raise your voice and show your passion. Sign up today at MLB.com/fansatbat. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
The big moments. The ones that made history.
Go crazy, folks!
The ones that live forever.
You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
The ones that became part of the lore of the game.
Shot is throw, Roberts, safe.
Happen in the postseason.
Counts, and finally won it all.
Get highlights and analysis of every race all the way through October. Only on MLB Network. Go to findmlbnetwork.com for your channel number.
It's a good thing baseballs already have stitches, because the way these ball players are hitting them, yeah, they'd need stitches if they didn't already have them. So the next time you're watching a poor little baseball smacked off the wall in center, keep that little fella in your thoughts. It's hard to be a baseball right now. Baseball is something else. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Did you know that for the first time, you can get 24/7 access to live MLB Network programming through the MLB apps?
Boom! How fun is this show?
Now you can stream live MLB Network shows like MLB Tonight, MLB Now, Intentional Talk, and Off Base, along with out-of-market MLB Network showcase games.
And that one's gonna go. Corey Seager says, remember me.
Go to MLB.com/network today to get unlimited access to the best baseball has to offer. MLB Network.
At the backside of his outing. He was behind early, couldn't rein it in. Then his normal level of strike throwing came back, and you saw him be more effective with his off-speed pitches because he could get ahead of hitters.
Finished by retiring the last 9 in order with a couple of punch-outs in there. Little hard contact. Ty Madden takes over. First pitch fastball to Giankenzie Noel as a strike on the inside corner. Pitching change brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. Keith shades up the middle. The outfield plays his power hitter to pull. Slider down and away. Ty Madden has impressed us. We haven't seen him in a while. But he's impressed. He was used mostly as a bulk reliever, and he had some nice outings. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Cutter in the middle of the plate at 87. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, good stuff from Ty Madden. 4-seam fastball, slider, cutter, 2-seam fastball, split, and a curve. The main pieces of his arsenal, that 4-seamer, the slider, the cutter, and the split.
Split's been a real weapon against lefties this year. The 1-2 fastball up. Jake likes it, points the glove out. He can ride that fastball up, gets swing and miss. This is a guy who's been, well, there's a lot of swing and miss in this bat. Holds the hands low down below the right shoulder with the bat upright. Tucks the left shoulder in. 2-2, fastball up and in. He fouls it on a check swing. Back to the screen behind home plate. Strikeout updates are brought to you every game by Carbliss, the official ready-to-drink canned cocktail of the Detroit Tigers. 10 strikeouts for Cleveland pitchers in 6 innings of work. 4 so far, all by Reese Olson. The 2-2. Cutter misses low and outside. 3-2 on Noel.
Man, this stance reminds me of, you'll appreciate this. This looks like a little Dave Henderson, like Boston and Oakland. Tucks him in right up under his armpit in the right side there.
3-2. He bounced the slider. Not close. That's a guy that hate to lose after getting ahead 1-2 with all the swing and miss in that bat. It's a leadoff walk here in the 6th inning. So the numbers for Ty Madden: he made 1 start, 5 long relief appearances. He went 23 innings in the regular season. Gave up 11 runs on 25 hits, 8 walks, and 17 strikeouts. So the collection of numbers in the 4.30 ERA, nothing jumps out at you. But there were those individual outings, if you look at them kind of outing by outing. I always think of that one in Oakland. Naylor takes a strike, where we saw the swing and miss ability that he had in that right arm. 5 innings, 1 run, 1 walk, 5 hits, and 7 strikeouts with a lot of swing and miss. Bo Naylor takes strike 2.
No, that was a tremendous outing. I mean, it really was. You saw total control of his pitches, variety of pitches, variety of getting swing and miss. It was excellent.
Left side of the infield shifts to the right. The 0-2 away. And think of the development that went on with the Tigers this year and all the players they called up. What did we count? 10 different players, I think made
so.
Their debuts this year. And I think now that you've added Montero back, I think it's actually back to 13 rookies on this postseason roster. Half the roster is a rookie. But Ty Madden was one of the non-obvious call-ups with an ERA of 7.97. Down at Toledo. And he made some changes. And when he corrected some things, swinging a high fly ball, shallow right field, Keith will give way to Vierling, who's like, whoa, that's mine. All right. Came in and made the catch. Looking right into the sun. But this is what I love about what the Tigers do, Bobby.
Yeah.
He had stuff. He just needed to, he had some awful outings. All right, you've got to get back in the strike zone, and he went 5 walks, 37 strikeouts, last 24 innings and 4 starts down at Toledo. And they're like, okay, you did what we needed you to do. We need you at the major league level.
And that's development. Figuring out how can we get this guy to the next spot in his development, which is upstairs.
First pitch to Ryan Rocchio. Misses the mark, ball 1.
And when you do that, you give guys, hey, we need to work on this. You're going to have to sacrifice some outings. You might have some ugly numbers in there, but if that particular thing you're asking them to do gets better, then you got to reward them with the call-up, and they did.
Ryan Rocchio swings and fouls, and the development continued during the wild card round for Cater Montero. Working on some things, the way he was coming down the mound with energy, the way he was honing his pitches, because he does have swing and miss stuff. He had made a 6 1/3 inning shutout start against the Guardians this year. And the Tigers wanted that arm in this series. But he had to do some things to prove that he belonged on the roster. Swinging a foul straight back, 1-2.
You're younger, you got to do a little bit more on the front end.
The 1-2 to Rocchio. Fastball 95 buzzes him up and in. I like that pitch.
I do too. Straighten him up a little bit. Send a message, yo, come in there. Now you've got options to where you want to go here on this 2 strike. With that, probably throw that splitter down and away from him here.
Rocchio spreads out, rests the bat on the left shoulder. The 2-2 swing and a foul. He had a rip at a fastball. I don't think he wanted it there. Center cut. And bottom part of the order is fairly pitchable. Rocchio's had a terrific year defensively. He can work an at-bat, especially as a left-handed batter, as he is in this at-bat. Solid bat-to-ball skills, just not much production. The 2-2. Got him. Perfect slider right at the knees.
That's a good pitch right there. Now, he used that last pitch that Rocchio fouled off. That was a heater down at 95 miles an hour. You're right, Dan. Ty Madden did not want that there, but since you fouled it off, we're going to use it. I'm going to throw this slider on the same line, and it breaks just below his bat. That's an excellent pitch right there. Good choice and good job by Jake Rogers recognizing that.
Brings up Kwan. First pitch splitter misses a little bit low. Pitch that he had to find the grip on it. Traditional grip didn't work for him, so all of his fingers are on the ball on the splitter, spreading the index finger, the middle finger apart like the traditional grip. But it took him a while to find it, but he needed it. Cutter at the belt. Did he get the call?
Looks like
he did. Adam Beck takes a moment. 1 ball, 1 strike. And he became... Lefties really hit him hard last year for average, for power. Turned that around dramatically this year, the 1-1. Cutter just misses off the plate, but then righty started to have the edge against Ty Madden, so he had to dial that back in. And we've seen him, he has the ability to get out both righties and lefties. That's what we have seen at the major league level. He's got the tools. The 2-1 to Kwan, dangerous hitter. Fastball on the black away for a called strike 2. 5-0 Cleveland. We're in the 6th inning.
Good pitch. Just nailed that outside edge right there on the 2-1 heater. Love to see that from the young guy.
Light tower shadows now dotting the left side of the diamond. Swinging a foul out of play. Cutter was down. And this is going to be the Monday. Game 2, remember, is Monday. It's going to start at 4 o'clock. And the shadows could be really something.
No, thank you.
But the thin light tower shadows go all the way from the infield dirt to the left field wall. Slider misses high and outside. Now 3-2 on Kwan. That'll loosen up Noel at first base. Torkelson will back up and play behind him. Kwan with a double, a walk. Deep fly ball to center field. Tough hitter at the plate. 3-2. Up and away. Missed with a cutter. Kwan on for the 3rd time today. Simply one of the very best leadoff hitters in the game. Chris Fetter's going to head out to the mound and have a little settling down session with Ty Madden. Was interesting, though. I mean, the choice, if you wanted to add Montero back, it seemed like the choice would be Mize over Madden. And the Tigers chose Ty Madden over Casey Mize for the roster in this series. But it does get back to what they feel like the upside is with a true 4-pitch mix.
Absolutely. I mean, it gives you more options and more weapons on the mound. And he's been in the zone and more effective with, his arsenal of pitches. And they clearly liked what they saw from Cater Montero in during the, I guess you want to call it, development session that was the wild card round for him. And they went with that pairing is over Casey, and he was the odd man out.
Conversation over. David Fry at the plate. First pitch, swing and a miss. He just challenged him with a fastball right by him. Tigers handled David Fry. Again, he got off to the big start this year and then a quiet finish, 4 for 30 against Tigers pitching this year. 1 for 2 today. The strike 1. Cutter misses high. Cutter's 89-90 pretty consistently. 6 skinny light tower shadows start at the edge of the infield dirt by third base. And then they go all the way out to the left field wall. 6 skinny shadows swinging a foul out of play. So if I'm an outfielder watching that ball come through 5 different light tower shadows, that's a little distracting.
It's very distracting.
Looking at Bradley Green out there and left, standing in between 2 of those skinny light tower shadows. Now the roofline shadow's about to creep across home plate. The 1-2 up and away. Try to get a little extra in it. 96 fired up and outside. Hardest working player brought to you every game by Carhartt. Proud to support Detroit Tigers baseball and all the hardworking people who make it possible. Nice 5-inning outing for Reese Olson today. Madden sets the 2-2. Swing and a foul. So with the 4 o'clock start on Monday, we'll see what the shadows are in an hour. They might actually have progressed to the point where they won't be a huge factor, but we were told they're going to be a factor. And Right now, they're about to become a factor when the roofline shadow crosses that third base line, starts to progress out toward the mound. The 2-2 again. Swing and a pop foul out of play down to our right. So a 7-pitch battle. Kwan wins it with the walk. But in this inning, you've had a 7-pitch, 5-pitch, 6, 7, and now another 7 for Ty Madden. His first inning of work, and he's thrown 31 pitches. The 2-2. Swinging a long foul fly, hooking deep down the left field line. What a day in Cleveland. You really couldn't draw it up any nicer. Not a cloud in the sky. 67 degrees at game time. Just a light breeze blowing in from center. 1 o'clock start. The Guardians fed off the energy of this crowd. Scored 5 in the first. It's been zeros across the board for both teams since. The 2-2 line drive down the left field line. That's fair ball into the corner. Noel will score. Kwan is going to be waved around third. He's going to score. 2 big runs for the Guardians. 7-0 lead here in the 6th.
Good battle by Fry. He ends up winning the battle with a slider that was up. Jake Rogers wanted it down and away from him. It hung over the outer third of the plate. Fry was in swing mode, and he saved his hands and threw the barrel at it and hooked it into the left field corner.
That'll be the end of the day for Ty Madden. 5 in the first, now 2 with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Guardians have a 7-0 lead, and while the Tigers go to their bullpen, we'll pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
I'm Dan Campbell, head coach of the Detroit Lions. What if I told you there's a legal team whose winning record goes back over 50 years? What if this team had a roster of some of the best and brightest in their field? And what if I said that every time this team wins, you win too? I'm talking about Michigan's first family of law, Sam Bernstein Law. If you've been injured in an accident, calling Sam will be the best call you ever make. Get a winning team to fight for you. Get the Bernstein advantage. Call Sam.
Injured? 1-800-CALL-SAM.
Stories. We love to hear them. We love to tell them. Even more, we love to be in the moment our stories are born. Like the trips we take. To the forest. To the campground ball field where your little girl got her first base hit. Little moments like these create stories that last a lifetime. So here's to the next trip. Here's to the next story. General RV. Come home with a story.
Get out there and have some fun in a new Toyota with more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else. Like the best-selling RAV4. Now through November 4th, get 4.99 APR financing on a new gas-powered 2024 RAV4. Or lease a RAV4 LE for $339 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details. Or go to Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Seven 0 Cleveland on top. This copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of the Detroit Tigers may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers. Sean Gunther is the new pitcher. Pitch and change brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. It's fun talking with AJ on the pregame today, Bobby, about how far this young man has come, and what a terrific story after only appearing in the major leagues in 2021. The Tommy John surgery, the Tigers sign him. He just quietly puts together a couple of good years, especially this year at Toledo, and comes up and has been outstanding in 21 innings of work.
He really has been tremendous.
Josh Naylor, a lefty at the plate, first pitch. Strike at the knees on the outside corner. Ramirez was going to be the first to face him. He was scheduled to face him, and then guess who put up 4 fingers?
Nope.
Jose Ramirez draws his 5th intentional walk of the year against Tigers pitching. Ground ball to first. Torkelson will backhand it, flip it to Sean Gunther, covering the base at first. It gets Josh Naylor. 2 big runs, though, on the Fry 2-out double. Head to the 7th inning, 7-0 Cleveland on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for small businesses to make it big. Big like hearing your small business featured in a radio ad for free or getting free sports tickets to entertain a client. Comerica Bank brings big perks like these and more to every small business customer. To learn how opportunity happens here, visit comerica.com/prosper. Member FDIC Equal Opportunity Lender. Offers available to Comerica small business customers only. Terms apply.
For 175 years, Comerica has thrived through every rise and fall. We've lived through triumphs and turmoil, witnessed every advance, and survived every setback. Through surety and uncertainty, we've stood the test of time by standing by our beliefs, our values, and our customers. Comerica Bank, 175 years strong. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
I'm James Harrington of Feiger Law. As the official law firm of the Detroit Tigers, the attitude, all we do is win.
Meijer is the proud hometown partner of the Detroit Tigers, and we're cheering them on every game to a winning season. Home is where your team is, and our home is right here in Detroit.
Seventh inning is brought to you by General RV, Michigan's premier RV dealer for sales, service, and parts. 5-run first inning, 2 more runs in the 6th. Guardians have the big lead. They've got the bullpen to make it stand up. They go to their bullpen again here in the 7th inning. They've only got a couple of lefties. They bring in Tim Herron, who is death on lefties. He's one of a couple they have in the bullpen, and he's had an outstanding season.
Yeah, he sure has. It's a 4-seam fastball, a 2-seam fastball. It's more 4-seamers and 2-seamers, a curveball and slider, and it's a different look from this big left-hander out of Indiana. Low 3/4 arm slot makes it really difficult on left-handed hitters, and it's not a picnic for right-handed hitters either.
Just 28 innings before this year. Cleveland does such a good job. Kind of like the Tigers have done, building a bullpen without spending a ton of money. Torkelson takes first pitch fastball off the plate and in. 28 innings last year with a 5.50 ERA, but you saw the seeds with the modest walk rate. Not too high anyway, with a strikeout rate of 10 per 9. This year he's been just about, as Bobby said, unhittable. Torkelson takes ball 2, walks at 3.5 per 9 with a strikeout an inning in 66 innings of work. Torkelson takes a slider at the knees for a called strike 1. Andy Ibanez has grabbed a bat. He's waiting in the on-deck circle. Righties have hit 190 with no power. Lefties have hit 140. 140 with absolutely zero power. Torkelson swings and misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Roof line shadows beginning to cross home plate. And then it becomes pretty tricky for hitters. The 2-2 off the plate and in at 96. 7-0 Cleveland in the 7th inning. It's funny how the shadows, it's different in midsummer because you have kind of that odd little rectangle of sunshine from third over to first. It's going to be a different shadow here. A swing and a foul tip. Wait, home plate umpire says the ball was in the dirt. Not quite sure what that was. I thought he was indicating a foul tip. He must have said he missed.
I think he did. I think he foul tipped it into the glove of Naylor, but the ball was fumbled on the exchange as he went to throw it down.
It's a strikeout of Torkelson, the end result. Fastball up and in on Andy Ibanez. One of the great moments you will ever see in that 8th inning in Houston. Andy Ibanez has been preparing for that at bat all day. He swings and pops it up. Playable, first base side. Josh Naylor to the first base coach's box will make the catch. Ibanez pinch hitting for McKinstry, as he did the other day in Houston. Pops out, 2 out, 7th inning. Tigers down 7-0. But that at bat, Bobby. Josh Hader, righties had hit 180 off him with some power, but 180. And he just kept feeding him fastballs, and Andy Ibanez absolutely ripped the 5th one into the corner.
It was unbelievable. I can't believe he didn't spin him a breaking ball there.
Sweeney swings, fouls it out of play down the third base line.
And he didn't, and we're glad he didn't, because that was right. That's just what the doctor ordered on so many fronts. Andy Ibanez needed that. Obviously, the Tigers needed that. And that dugout went bananas when that ball got down fair.
Strike 1. Fastball, middle of the plate for a called strike 2. Sweeney, a strikeout, a line out against the starter, Tanner Bybee. Bybee ended up going 4 2/3 in this game. No runs on 4 hits, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. He was excellent. 0-2, swing and a miss. With a wicked slider, 88 from a lefty to a lefty. Sweeney strikes out. And this Cleveland bullpen showing their stuff in the 5th, 6th, and 7th. 7th inning stretch time in Cleveland. Brought to you by DTE. Manage your energy use and save. Go to DTEenergy.com/save energy. 7-0 Cleveland at the stretch. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
It's the sound of where you've been and who you are. And SiriusXM has channels for every era of classic country. New Millennium hits are on Y2 Country, channel 57. The 80s and 90s play all day, every day on Prime Country, channel 58. And Willie's Roadhouse, channel 61 is honky tonk heaven. Classic country curated by the legend Willie Nelson. Listen to all these and more across SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app.
Every night after the final out, the Round Trip Roundup brings you the scores, highlights, and analysis from every game across Major League Baseball, all in less than 30 minutes.
Swung on and missed, strike 3 and a no-hitter.
It's the perfect way to get caught up on all the night's biggest home runs and best performances.
And a high drive, deep right center.
It's the Round Trip Roundup on MLB Network Radio every night on SiriusXM.
Hey sports fans, we've made it to the Division Series. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Please take a moment to check the link that is pinned in the chat. It is our Sick Kids Fall Drive campaign link. We are raising money for Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto. It is near and dear to my heart, as I wouldn't be alive today if it was not for that hospital there in Toronto. So please click that link, check it out, send a donation in if you can to support this awesome channel and this awesome community of Toronto sports fans that we have here, bringing you all of the MLB playoff games. Thanks again for being here. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Good luck to your team, and let's make a difference in the community.
By Wallside Windows, local and family owned, celebrating 80 years as Michigan's leader in replacement windows. Everybody on their feet, packed house at Progressive Field in Cleveland. Wish we had better news to pass along here at the 7th inning stretch. 7-0 Cleveland on top. Kader Montero added to the roster for the Division Series. Takes over on the mound. Pitching change brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. I'm intrigued to seeing. I love what the Tigers did with Kader Montero.
Yeah.
Keeping him off the roster, but hey, we got to just tighten a few things up. This is a guy who made a great start against the Guardians during the regular season. The upside was, well, the Maddox 9-inning complete game. Faced the minimum 27 batters in under 100 pitches. It has been an uneven season for Kader Montero, Bobby, but it's the good starts have really been eye-opening.
They have been eye-opening, and you have to look at the things that he's done within those starts. He's been very aggressive in his approach to pitching. He's attacked, gotten strike one, gotten ahead. When he's had his good starts, he's had his good breaking ball too. He's got real weapons that play at the major league level. Now the quest is, to be able to get him to do that more often, not just right now, obviously right now, but as we move down the line and further his career. This is a very usable piece for this Tiger baseball team, both now and moving forward. And like you said, Dan, it's a good opportunity. They want to tighten some things up. They're going to bring him in this situation, get him a taste of playoff baseball, and hopefully get something out of him in this series.
Think about what he did at Toledo. I mean, it was a struggle. He just wasn't able to throw strikes. His walk rate was 5.5 per 9. He didn't make an outing. Not a single one of his starts down in Toledo lasted more than 5 innings. It wasn't because he was on a pitch count. It was because his pitch count was always around 95 or 100.
Right.
In his 4 2/3 or 4 1/3 or 5 inning starts. He's come up to the Detroit Tigers. He's cut that walk rate in half. And Bobby, you just can't overemphasize how important that is.
It's massive. It's massive for your ability to use all your weapons and also to go deep in games and be effective.
He's made 5 starts of 6 innings or more. He has pitched into the 7th inning for the first time as a professional 4 different times. And when he has gone at least 6, all of those starts, there's been something to like about them. Lane Thomas takes a fastball strike on a 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike, starting the bottom of the 7th inning, 7-0 Cleveland. But your point is a good one, Bobby. This is about not just this postseason, but about the future. And he has certainly shown a lot in his 98 innings of work to indicate that he could be a really important piece in the rotation going forward.
Sure he can. And he's out there with a 4-seamer, a 2-seamer, slider, curveball, and change.
The 1-2 is swing and a pop-up. Slider at the belt. Cole Keith will make the catch onto the outfield grass. 1 up, 1 down, 7th inning. Today's game brought to you in part by Corewell Health. No matter the challenge, their response is always the same. 1 home run in the game. It's by the guy who just popped out, Lane Thomas. 3-run home run capped a 5-run outburst. 5 batters in, 5-0 Cleveland. Every Tigers home run this year is a Little Caesars Pizza home run. Order online for delivery or Pizza Portal pickup. Andres Jimenez batting. First pitch sails up and away. Slider misses badly. Anya stays in the game. He's at third base. Off the line, a couple of steps behind the bag. Sweeney at short, shades up the middle. The 1-0, swing and a miss. 3:30 right now. I keep thinking about a 4 o'clock start.
Yeah.
I think the shadows are going to be quite a bit further advanced, though, Bobby.
I think so.
Because this right now cannot be easy. Swing and a soft little tap foul at home plate. The roof line shadow has crossed home plate, and then there's a little gap from the last row to the kind of the railing, if you will, above, but that creates a little bit of a shadow. So the ball being delivered by Montero right now is going from bright sunshine into a little bit of shadow into deep shadow right at home plate.
This isn't the bad one yet. That one's coming.
It's when that heavy, the thick shadow goes across, right?
Right.
Pitch down in the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So the roof line shadow will soon advance to the mound, and that's when it gets really tough.
So you got to think about it like this. You got to divide the 60 feet 6 inches into 20-foot segments. Your decision is made at the beginning of that second segment. So when that's when you discern what kind of pitch it is, and that's by the spin on the baseball.
Pitch in the dirt. So once the shadow covers the mound and it's bright sunshine behind the pitcher, you just have almost no chance of picking up spin.
For me, it's when that ball is released and it enters that second 20 feet,
yep.
And you can't discern spin. And when you can't discern spin, it just looks like an orb coming at you. When you can't see the spin, you know it's a heater. But when you can see the different spins on the ball, that's when you can decide which one it is.
3-2 to Jimenez, swing and a miss. It's a good fastball up. Good sequence there to dispatch Andres Jimenez. So coming up later today, Mets and Phillies coming up in a half an hour. Kansas City and New York. That game at Yankee Stadium is a 6:30 start. Michael Wacha against Garrett Cole. And I am looking forward to watching San Diego and the Dodgers.
Oh boy.
Can we make that a 7-game series? It just doesn't seem like 5 is enough. That is an intriguing matchup to me.
Dan, there's a couple of them. That one's going to be fun. And anytime New York and Philly get together in anything, I dig that.
Just not a lot of love lost.
Oh, boy.
The strike one, swing and a miss to Noel. No balls, 2 strikes. Again, the scoreboard, 1-800-CALL SAM Studios scoreboard. Mets and Phillies at 4. Kansas City, New York at 6:30. San Diego and the Dodgers coming up at 8:30 Eastern tonight. Yamamoto against Dylan Cease in the opener. Pitch bounces up to home plate. There's just a little star power on display at Dodger Stadium. And the first time that Shohei Ohtani, right, has been in the postseason.
Showtime for Shohei.
Noel at the plate. 2 outs, 7-0 Cleveland. We're in the 7th inning. Montero into his motion. The 1-2 is swing and a miss. Good job. Slider down and away. 1-2-3, 7th inning with a couple of punch outs for Kader Montero. We head to the 8th inning. It's been all Cleveland today. 7-0 lead after 7 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
The 2024 F-150 is built Ford tough and proud to be the official truck of your Detroit Lions. With intelligent functionality already built in, everything from home renovation to tailgating just got better. Right now, returning AZ Plan trade-in lessees can lease a 2024 Ford F-150 XLT 4x4 Super Crew for $339 a month for 24 months, with $3,969 due at signing. Payment includes waived security deposit, excludes title, taxes, and license fees. Not all lessees will qualify for Ford Credit Red Carpet Low Mileage Lease. Payment includes $1,500 trade assist and $1,500 renewal cash. Offer ends October 31st. See dealer for qualifications and complete details. Some exclusions may apply. So lease a 2024 Ford F-150 for only $339 a month. Only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first.
I'm attorney Mark Bernstein. 1-800-CALL-SAM is always a free call. And your fast, confidential consultation is always free too. And for over 50 years, our no-fee guarantee means you don't pay us a fee unless we win your case. If you're hurt in an accident, get the Bernstein advantage. Call 1-800-CALL-SAM. What do you have to lose? It's free.
1-800-CALL-SAM.
Northville Lumber is Michigan's Trex decking leader in the official lumber yard of the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Northville Lumber.
Tim Herron taking his final warm-up tosses, 8th inning. 7-0 Cleveland. 8th inning is brought to you by Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. Rogers, Meadows, Carpenter here in the 8th inning for the Tigers. Rogers 0 for 2 today, struck out a couple of times. Daniela, you asked AJ yesterday in one of the media sessions just about the challenges for Jake catching a bullpen day where it's right from the start. He's got to kind of mix and match, and it's not the traditional starter like Scooble where he's figuring out how to pitch this order each time through. And you've talked to Jake about it as well.
Yeah, we talked to Jake about it in Houston, and he said a lot of it is just knowing your pitchers really well and playing to their strengths no matter what inning they come in the game. And look, AJ even said it today that sometimes this isn't going to work.
Fastball up and in, 2-0 on Rogers.
There's going to be moments where it backfires on you a little bit, but the thing for Jake Rogers that has an advantage to it as they move forward, and we'll obviously see more bullpen days.
Rogers takes low and in from Herron, 3-0.
Is that Jake actually can I don't want to say hide pitches, but he doesn't have to show he doesn't have to worry about not showing everything right away to all of the opposing hitters.
Pitch up and away, and on 4 pitches, unusual, Jake Rogers draws a walk.
That being said, you can use a pitcher's best stuff and attack the hitters that they're going to face, knowing that they're likely only going to see them one time. And that can be an advantage, another side of the advantage of having these bullpen days or pitching by committee, pitching chaos. AJ's called it a few different terms at this point. So whatever it might be that day, but it gives Jake a little edge in what he can use and when with his pitchers.
Yeah, because Bobby, if it's Tarek Skubal, you're trying each time through the order, maybe trying to save a pitch. Sometimes yes, sometimes no, but you're certainly aware of how you're going to attack each hitter each time through. But when it's just a guy who's going to be in 1 or 2 innings, you just go to the good stuff right away.
Go to the good stuff right away. You see that quite often. You see it in the playoffs, and you especially see it when you got a guy on second base or in scoring position, and there's another reliever comes in. But you're right. You don't have to hide anything. Go get this guy. Go get him right now.
Hunter Gaddis is coming on after the 4-pitch walk to start the 8th inning. Hunter Gaddis is a righty, but remember, all these righties get out lefties. Another one of the big arms in that Cleveland bullpen. We'll tell you about him when we come back. It's 7-0 Cleveland in the 8th inning. Leadoff man on for the Tigers. And while the Guardians make the change, we'll pause with these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
No matter what your sport, you win with energy efficiency tips from DTE. DTE's online interactive home can help you find tools, tips, and programs to lower your energy bill. Our Insight app gives you real-time information to make changes to reduce your usage. And our rebates put real money back into your pocket. So check out DTEenergy.com/home and you'll score! Savings, that is. DTE.
Together, let's drive.
Hey, baseball fans, Mike Valeni here. On your next trip to Vegas, you got to go to the D Las Vegas. You're going to feel right at home because the D, it's all about you. It's all about Detroit. It's not on the Strip. It's in downtown Vegas. The odds are better. The party's bigger. And the D has got things you won't find here, like a world-class sports book, the Long Bar. It's simply the best place to settle in and watch a game. Have a great dinner at Joe Vaccari's Andiamo Italian Steakhouse. And if you're looking for the best bang for your buck, leave the Strip behind and hit the D Las Vegas, the home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
Call on Hunter Gaddis, and that brings Wenzel Perez to the plate. He'll be pinch hitting for Parker Meadows. Another guy, powerful arm. Another guy's had a great season out of this Cleveland bullpen. First pitch to Wenzel Perez off the plate inside, ball 1.
Yeah, Gaddis out of that Cleveland bullpen. You're right. He's been busy too. Slider, 4-seamer, and a change.
Fastball in the outer half. The slider backdoors him for a called strike 1. Again, they're righties, shut down lefties and righties. Lefties have a slight edge against this right-hander, Hunter Gaddis, but it's only a matter of degrees. Pitch up and away. Righties have hit 160 with no power. Lefties 170 with a little bit of power. Half of their 22 hits have been for extra bases. But they've hit 170. The 2-1 pitch. Swinging a high fly ball, center field, not deep. Lane Thomas over toward right center, a couple of sets, makes the catch. Looking right into that bright sun. So just an opportunity to give Wenzel Perez an at-bat there, Bobby?
Yeah, I think so. Get Parker Meadows off his feet a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. Wenzel put a good swing on it. Not to mention, you know, chances are at some point in the rest of this series, Wenzel Perez is going to find a way to pinch hit in the game, whether it be right or left-handed. You want him to get that feeling and get integrated into the series.
Brings up Carpenter, and this is your second 20 feet moment.
You're about there. This is the one. I think this is the one. If you ask most hitters, this is the one that bothers them the most. They're pitchers in the sun, even though not quite totally the sun, but the roof line shadow is about 2/3 of the way out from home plate.
To strike 1. So 40 feet away from home plate, 20 feet after the ball is released, it's into the shadow and becomes, like you said, instead of seeing spin, you're seeing an orb come at you. Carpenter today is 1 for 3. The 1-1, swinging a ground ball to second, down to a needed field to Jimenez. He'll flip the second one, relay to first. They turn the double play. Beautifully turned 4-6-3. Inning-ending double play. Rocchio this time on the pivot. Strong arm gets the out at first. To the bottom of the 8th inning, 7-0 Cleveland. First game of the division series. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
The elite shine when the spotlight is the brightest.
Pete Alonso with the most memorable home run of his career.
And it doesn't get any brighter than MLB's postseason.
Bedlam at the bank as Bryce Harper has put the Phillies on top.
Hear every crucial moment of the MLB postseason unfold with the hometown announcers on SiriusXM and the all-new SiriusXM app.
Shohei Ohtani, walk-off grand slam.
Talk about the postseason on MLB Network Radio, Channel 89.
If you want to win your fantasy football league, you need to listen to Fantasy Sports Radio. From lineup decisions to daily fantasy to waiver wire advice, injury updates, and so much more.
You cannot afford to drop a running back.
Our experts will help you dominate.
I think there's value there on Austin Eckler in PPR formats.
Set your lineup with Fantasy Sports Radio. Your home for fantasy football all season long. Channel 87 and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
Tigers fans, this is John Palmarosi, host of the SiriusXM original podcast, The Road to Cooperstown. Each week, I'm joined by a Hall of Famer to talk about the challenges they overcame to become an immortal.
Alan Trammell. The World Series in 1984, and so many people, they want to win a world championship. Well, that year we were able to do that.
Binge over 15 episodes of interviews with baseball's all-time greats. Just search Road to Cooperstown on the all-new SiriusXM app or listen wherever you get your podcasts.
24/7, 365 coverage of all things NASCAR. All things NASCAR happens exclusively on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
Sports in
7-0 Guardians of the lead. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Again, it's an off day tomorrow. Bobby, we think about how much the off days in the postseason for as long as you go. If you have a good bullpen and you're relying heavily on your bullpen, that's advantage to both bullpens in this series.
Definitely. I mean, these two, like you said, number one, number two bullpens in the American League in this series, especially with the amount of work that the leverage guys get for the Guardian bullpen. I mean, they're good. You don't want to see them. The task
estate at carsforkids.com today. It's time for our keys to the game, and it is key to jump out to an early lead. The Phillies have an electric back end of the bullpen, and you pair that with the intense crowd here in Philadelphia, it is key that the Mets can jump on Zach Wheeler early and take control of this ball game. We'll wrap up the Nissan Mets pregame show on the other side. This is Odyssey Mets Radio.
Long Islanders, in case you haven't noticed, because I have, electric rates are constantly on the rise for us. This year alone, they increased 11%. When does it end? Well, it can end with Empower Solar. And going solar, man, that's a no-brainer. Solar equals major savings, which can be multiplied with batteries, EV charging, and more. Our friends over at Empower Solar are your total electrification experts, covering Long Island, the boroughs, and Westchester. Visit empower-solar.com/WFAN to claim an exclusive $1,000 discount.
Paramus Hyundai knows that in playoff baseball, every hit, pitch, play, and save can make all the difference. Same with shopping for a new vehicle. Leave nothing to chance. Score huge savings at Paramus Hyundai. Don't miss ParamusHyundai.com. Let's go, New York.
Hey, New York fans. Phones weren't made to be broken, but life happens. So when you break your phone, Verizon in New York City's got you. Trade in any phone from one of their top brands in any condition, guaranteed, and get a great deal on one of their best 5G phones with unlimited ultimate. Switch now and save. Available at a New York City area.
Right field corner, 7-0 Cleveland. We're in the 8th.
Yeah, it was a fastball down. Rocchio dropped the barrel on it, hits it about 20 feet from the foul line. One hops the fence in right field. Easy double for Rocchio. Had a peek, thought about going to third, thought better of it, dropped anchor at second. He's on with a double with one out.
Roofline shadow has just reached the mound. Montero in shadow and sunshine as he gets set. Delivers a pitch down and in to Stephen Kwan, who's been on 3 times today, 2 walks and a double, has scored a couple of runs. Got off to a sizzling start. It's hard to remember given how Bobby Witt Jr. finished. At one point with the start that he had, Stephen Kwan had a 40-point lead in the batting race in June. And then he cooled off He'd spent some time on the injured list. And then Bobby Witt Jr. just probably had that stretch where he hit 500 for, 96 at-bats. And then he went on to the easy win in the batting title in the American League. Kwan takes the pitch a little bit high, 2-1.
I mean, who does that? You don't hit 500 in a wiffle ball game with your buddies when you're 9.
96 at-bats.
It's unbelievable.
But don't forget how good the start was for Kwan. The quiet was a little finish, but a dangerous, dangerous hitter. He swings and pops it up in the shallow left right of green, in and toward the line. Will make the catch for the second out of the 8th inning. Tarek Skubal will start on Monday. The Guardians have not, I think they're playing a little bit with the A.J. Hinch. Don't let them know until you need to, but all indicators point to a Matthew Boyd start on Monday. How about that? Long time with the Tigers. Guardians signed him knowing that he wouldn't be available until late in the season. Coming off Tommy John surgery, and he came back, and Matthew Boyd in 8 starts put up a 2.72 ERA, was low walks, high strikeouts. He was tough to hit. Couldn't be happier for one of the great people in the game. Knuckle curve called strike. Kyle Manzardo at the plate. Quickly behind 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball up. Manzardo strikes out, and a good couple of innings for Cater Montero. We will see him again, certainly in this series. 3 strikeouts in 2 innings, gives up just the double and no more. Emmanuel Clase is coming on with a 7-0 lead. We head to the 9th. 7-0 Cleveland on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Rocket met with first-time home buyers to get real about buying a home.
When you don't understand the process, you don't know what steps to take.
Money is just scary to begin with.
There's so many question marks. I wish there was like a home ownership coach out there.
My name's Austin. I'm an executive at Rocket. We're doing a lot, but we can do more just listening to you today.
Get real solutions to real concerns. Call 800-4ROCKET.
Rocket Mortgage LLC, NMLS number 33, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, equal housing lender license in all 50 states.
Appliance emergency? ABC Warehouse has got you covered. Unexpected appliance breakdown? Don't stress. ABC has flexible financing options to make it easy finding the perfect fit for your budget. From 0% down to low monthly payments, you can say goodbye to that broken appliance and hello to massive savings at ABC Warehouse. In stock. Get it today. Free delivery. ABC Warehouse is the closest thing to wholesale.
You just slept on it funny. I think it's supposed to be that color. It's probably just something you ate. That'll clear right up with some aloe. Some chicken soup will have you back on your feet in no time. Not sure. But Mom will probably know.
Don't rely on guesswork. For 85 years, Blue Cross has been providing Michiganders with access to the care and resources they need, and will be ready to help for the next 85 years.
Northville Lumber is Michigan's Trex decking leader in the official lumber yard of the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. NorthvilleLumber.com.
Ninth inning is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Only one bank has been committed to Michigan since 1849. That's Comerica. Well, when you've been off for a week and you get all the off days that we were talking about, it gives you the luxury of using Emmanuel Clase in a 7-0 game. He gets some work, and you don't have to worry about him getting overworked with an off day tomorrow and an off day Tuesday. Emmanuel Clase, it's just, I mean, you kind of run out of words to describe how good this guy is. It's so fascinating. There aren't many closers with a strikeout rate below a strikeout an inning. But there aren't many closers like Emmanuel Clase either.
It's a unique profile of stuff. Like you said, Dan, he doesn't punch out a bunch of guys. He gets his share, but you're right. You don't see closers that don't strike out one an inning, if not more. But He's nasty. Big man, 6'2", 206. Gets out there a little bit with his fastball, but everything he throws, it's cutter, slider. That's what he throws. Cutter comes in there 99 miles an hour. He'll throw a slider at 91, 92, and it's filthy.
And it's mostly the cutter at 99.
Right.
And he throws a cutter, bounces up to Matt Vierling. He's got a tiny little walk rate, 10 walks, 66 strikeouts in 74 innings. His ERA was 0. When your ERA starts with a 0, that kind of catches your attention. Matt Vierling takes a strike on the inside corner. 0.61, and he earned it, meaning he was that good. He was that dominant. With a walk rate of 1, a strikeout rate of 8, just 39 hits in 74 innings. Swing and a miss, 101 in. And every time these Guardian fans see triple digits on the scoreboard, this guy just gets them all the more fired up. 47, 44, and 42 saves the last 3 years. The 1-2, swing and a miss, 101 in. And if you can see the ball right now, congratulations. But I can't believe that you can even see the ball. And you're trying to hit Emmanuel Clase.
Yeah, it's hard enough as it is when you have perfect sight lines with Clase. But when you've got shadows and sunshine and different things to contend with, this is not the at-bat you want right now.
Green swings, shatters his back, ground ball softly to second. Jimenez will field and flip the barrel of the bat, goes past the mound. Green grounds out, 2 outs, 9th inning, 7-0. Cleveland on top. Again, an off day tomorrow. Game 2, Tarek Skubal against likely Matthew Boyd, a longtime Tiger, on Monday afternoon, a scheduled 4 o'clock start. Tigers down to their last out. They had 2 base runners in the first. They had 2 base runners to start the fourth. Only 3 other base runners the entire day. They have never really threatened against Cleveland pitching today, led by Tanner Bybee. First pitch to Keith. Fastball misses in, ball 1. 0 for 2 for Keith today. Fly ball, a strikeout, and a walk. Clase works from the stretch on the first base side. Upper body in sunshine, the lower half in shadow. Fastball 101 away. Crowd like, no, if he threw a pitch, it should be a strike. They booed the call from Adam Beck. He was about a foot outside. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a pop-up, this should end it. Softly into left, Stephen Kwan over and in, and the Guardians take game 1 of the division series. All Cleveland right from the start, a 5-run first inning. And with the pitching that Cleveland has, that was more than enough for starter Tanner Bybee in the bullpen. Our final score, the Cleveland Guardians 7 and the Detroit Tigers 0.
In a season already plagued with injuries and underachievers, your fantasy football team is faced with yet another obstacle.
The boy weeks are here! The boy weeks are here!
When your star player takes a week off, listen to SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio for winning fantasy football advice.
You got to work the waiver wire. You got to make trades. The draft is just a piece of the puzzle.
Our experts tell you who to play in this time of need.
Now the work really starts.
Your frontline source for fantasy football, Channel 87, and on the SiriusXM app.
For the first time since being named head coach of the U.S. men's national team, Mauricio Pochettino sat down with SiriusXM FC's Ray Hudson and Charlie Stilatano.
We are going to walk to the 2026 World Cup with the idea to win. We are the first that we need to believe and to dream big. I think in football, if you are not capable to dream, it's impossible to achieve good things.
To hear the full interview with the new national team head coach, listen on the SiriusXM app. Just search FC.
This is Dave LaGreca, creator of the biggest pro wrestling show on the planet, Busted Open. Don't miss myself and my Hall of Fame cast and crew as we break down every story in and out of the ring and talk to the top names in the business, like the legend himself, The Undertaker.
I'm actually glad to be on a real show.
Catch Busted Open live every day from 9 to noon Eastern on SiriusXM Fight Nation, channel 156, and on the SiriusXM app.
fantasy football players. From start-sit decisions to waiver wire advice. Win your fantasy football league with Fantasy Sports Radio. Channel 87 and on the Sirius XM app.
Tigers Radio Network.
Division series by the final score of 7-0. A Lane Thomas 3-run home run after an error by Zach McKinstry kind of fueled the inning. Double, walk, error, single through a run in infield, and then with a new pitcher, Reese Olson, on the 3-run home run from Lane Thomas. 5-0 Cleveland in the first, and that really was the story of this game. Olson went on to pitch 5 superb innings after giving up the home run, but stake this Cleveland team to a 5-0 lead, and you can just about bet they're going to make sure the deal gets closed out. Bybee, Smith, Heron, Gaddis, and Clase close this game out. 7-0. Cleveland wins it to take Game 1 of the American League Division Series as best-of-5 series. Tigers will throw Tarek Skubal in Game 2, and that will be on Monday afternoon. 7-0 Cleveland wins it. Bobby and I are about to talk about it after this on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for small businesses to make it big. Big like hearing your small business featured in a radio ad for free, or getting free sports tickets to...
Hey sports fans, we've made it to the Division Series. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Please take a moment to check the link that is pinned in the chat. It is our Sick Kids Fall Drive campaign link. We are raising money for Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto. It is near and dear to my heart, as I wouldn't be alive today if it was not for that hospital there in Toronto. So please click that link, check it out, send a donation in if you can to support this awesome channel and this awesome community of Toronto sports fans that we have here, bringing you all of the MLB playoff games. Thanks again for being here. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Good luck to your team, and let's make a difference in the community.
And Rosie, that was really the ballgame. Not that the pitching staff didn't have to do their job, but when runs have been so hard to come by all year long, to have that kind of breathing room early.
And I don't know if easier is the right word, but it might make it a little bit easier for that pitching staff to do its job because you have a little wiggle room to work with. And they were dominant today anyway. It could have been a 2-0 game, and it would have been plenty the way it was going for the pitching staff.
7-0. Cleveland wins Game 1. Let's take this time out.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Come join our growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
Be the first to experience Progressive Field reimagined in the new Carnegie Club. Coming in 2025, this members-only club is located directly behind home plate, featuring an elevated food menu and bar selections and the convenience of grab-and-go concessions so you don't miss any of the action. Enjoy your fare in a one-of-a-kind indoor club or outside, so close to the action you're practically on the field. Carnegie Club memberships are on sale now. Call 216-420-HITS or visit CLEGuardians.com.
It's Doing, Gone, the official ice cream of the Cleveland Guardians from Perry's Ice Cream. Doing, Gone is a home run combination of chocolate cookie dough ice cream loaded with chunks of cookie dough and crushed cookie swirls. A portion of every carton sold benefits Cleveland Guardians charities. Join the boys of summer for a scoop at Progressive Field or ask for it at your favorite grocery store. Visit perrysicecream.com to find Doing, Gone near you. Go Guardians!
Medical Mutual knows small businesses are a big deal. That's why they partner with the Council of Smaller Enterprises, better known as COSI, to offer health benefit options for companies with 1 to 50 employees. The COSI benefit plan provides the same great benefits as large corporations, but on a small group budget. Join more than 7,900 small businesses that offer the COSI benefit plan to their employees. Talk to your broker or visit COSIbenefitplan.com/join now. Medical Mutual, the official health insurer of the Cleveland Guardians.
Well, the Guardians are victorious here today in Game 1, 7-0. I know it seems like you're being Captain Obvious when you say Game 1 is so critical when you're starting a series at home. and it's a best of 5. You have a little more leeway and a little more breathing room in a best of 7. Not a lot, but it seems like a lot when it's compared to a 5-game series. And you start at home, boy, and if you lose game 1, you are behind the 8 ball from the get-go. And then, on top of it, you're talking about playing game 2 against Tarek Skubal, who's been almost unhittable. What he did the other day to the Houston Astros, he made them look like an American Legion baseball team, the way he carved them up. But Matthew Boyd has also been really good for Cleveland, and that's going to be an incredible matchup on Monday afternoon at 4:08. But Cleveland's gotten what they really need to really get this thing started. Was a convincing win today. You've gotten yourself back into a playing frame of mind after being off a week, and now another off day tomorrow before we have game 2 on Monday afternoon, and then the series will shift to Detroit. One thing we know about the Tigers, 7-0 looks like, oh, well, this is going to be a cakewalk series. There couldn't be anything further from the truth. If you're going to lose a game, you might as well lose it the way Detroit did today. And as resilient as they have been all season long, this club, folks, is not going away because they know who's got their back come Monday afternoon in Tarek Skubal. Final numbers when we come back.
Sports Grid Radio on Sirius XM has you covered this NFL season.
The back-to-back Super Bowl champions look to protect their home field on Monday night in an out-of-conference matchup with Derek Carr and the Saints to wrap up Week 5 of the NFL season. The line opened with the Chiefs as an 8-point favorite and a total of 45. Make sure you tune into Sports Grid Radio to stay up to date on all the latest.
The place to get the winning edge over the sports books this football season is Sports Grid Radio, channel 159 in the car and on the Sirius XM app. While you're listening to this game on Sirius XM, we're talking about the latest odds and prop bets for this and every game on Sports Grid Radio.
The under's minus 125. Heavy juice to the under.
Every home run hit and every strikeout thrown can change the line.
I can't for the life of me figure out how you can favor a team that never wins, ever.
If you're looking for sports talk centered around the latest odds and prop bets for games, races, tournaments, or any sporting event, Sports Grid Radio, Sirius XM, channel 159.
You love listening to baseball. You love talking about baseball. You love yelling at your buddies about baseball because they love baseball, and so do we. That's why SiriusXM has the only channel on the radio dedicated to baseball 24/7. It's MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM Channel 89. News, opinions, passionate baseball talk from former players and GMs, plus interviews with players, managers, and executives, and much, much, much more. If you can hear me right now, you've got MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM Channel 89, and on the SiriusXM app.
Guardians fans, this is Stephen Vogt, and you're listening to Guardians Baseball on Sirius XM.
You're listening to the American League Division Series on Sirius XM. Join us after the game on MLB Network Radio, Sirius XM 89.
Welcome back to downtown Cleveland. What a spectacular Saturday afternoon it was weather-wise. And for Cleveland fans, the ball club matched the weather. Cleveland, 7 runs on 7 hits, no errors, 7 left. Detroit, no runs on 4 hits, 1 error, 5 men stranded. Cade Smith got the win, Tyler Holton the loss. 2 hours, 50 minutes. The attendance, a sellout, 33,548. So Cleveland now needs 2 more wins in the next 4 games to advance to the American League Championship Series. The postgame show, it's next here on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
Cleveland Guardians Baseball has been brought to you by Cleveland Clinic Children's, nationally ranked and locally trusted children's hospital with hands you trust. By Progressive, for a job you'll love, visit progressive.com/careers. By Dollar Bank, proud banking partner of the Cleveland Guardians. By Marathon, join Marathon Rewards today and start earning on every fill-up.
after the final out. The Round Trip Roundup brings you the scores, highlights, and analysis from every game across Major League Baseball, all in less than 30 minutes.
Swung on and missed, strike 3 and a no-hitter.
It's the perfect way to get caught up on all the night's biggest home runs and best performances.
And a high drive, deep right center.
It's the Round Trip Roundup on MLB Network Radio every night on SiriusXM Channel 89 and every morning on the SiriusXM app.
SiriusXM has everything a college football fan needs.
He's in trouble and down he goes. The ball comes out.
All the big games are on the SiriusXM app.
Down the sidelines, midfield. It's a race. Picking him up, putting him down.
Plus, hear daily in-depth analysis on College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
There's not a lot of holes or weaknesses on that football team, and they've got the goods where you want to have the goods for a championship caliber roster.
Our experts get you ready for game day every day on SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app.
The Guardians Wrap-Up Show is brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. By Cleveland Clinic, proud to be the official healthcare provider of the Cleveland Guardians. By Progressive, bundle home and auto and save at progressive.com.
Well, hi again, everybody. This is Tom Hamilton. Welcome to the Wrap-Up Show. It's brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Game 1 goes to the Cleveland Guardians as they throttled the Detroit Tigers here today by a final score of 7-0. Well, normally at this time we bring you the Major League Scoreboard update. Well, this is the only game that was going at the time. They have just started in Philadelphia. Game 1 of the National League Division Series between the Mets and the Philadelphia Phillies. The Mets coming off that improbable win in the 9th inning the other night in Milwaukee. And that game has just gotten underway. First inning, no score, with the Mets and Phillies playing in Philadelphia. Later tonight, Kansas City is in the Big Apple to take on New York. That'll be Michael Wacha against Garrett Cole. And even later still, the San Diego Padres in L.A. to take on the Dodgers in the National League's other division series. We've got the highlights, and we'll hear from folks from today's game right after this.
If you want to win your fantasy football league, you need to listen to Fantasy Sports Radio. From lineup decisions to daily fantasy to waiver wire advice, injury updates, and so much more.
You cannot afford to drop a running back.
Our experts will help you dominate.
I think there's value there on Austin Eckler in PPR formats.
Set your lineup with Fantasy Sports Radio, your home for fantasy football all season long. Channel 87 and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
For the first time since being named head coach of the U.S. men's national team, Mauricio Pochettino sat down with SiriusXM FC's Ray Hudson and Charlie Stilitano.
We are going to walk to the 2026 World Cup with the idea to win. We are the first that we need to believe and to dream big. I think in football, if you are not capable to dream, it's impossible to achieve good things.
To hear the full interview with the new national team head coach, listen on the SiriusXM app. Just search FC.
This is Dave LaGreca, creator of the biggest pro wrestling show on the planet, Busted Open. Don't miss myself and my Hall of Fame cast and crew as we break down every story in and out of the ring and talk to the top names in the business, like the legend himself, The Undertaker.
I'm actually glad to be on a real show.
Catch Busted Open live every day from 9 to noon Eastern on SiriusXM Fight Nation, channel 156, and on the SiriusXM app.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on SiriusXM. We're back on the track Sunday,
1 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Yellowwood 500
from Talladega Superspeedway.
Checker flag, baby.
On SiriusXM NASCAR Radio Channel 90, in the car, and on the all-new SiriusXM app. Get closer to everything that moves you, wherever you are, with the SiriusXM app.
Let's make some smoke and drink some beer. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the wrap-up show here in downtown Cleveland, brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Well, Cleveland had Tanner Bybee on the hill today. Remember, Tanner Bybee had been off 10 days as well because he didn't pitch the final weekend against Houston and had some command issues in the first inning, but stranded a pair of runners. And getting out of that first inning without giving up a run was a big boost for Cleveland. And it got an even bigger boost when Stephen Kwan, back healthy, led off the Cleveland first with a bullet double off the top of the wall in right field. Later in the inning, David Fry would walk. Jose Ramirez smoked one to third. Looked like a double, but it was ruled an error on the third baseman, Zach McKinstry. It scored a run and put Cleveland runners at second and third when Josh Naylor delivered. The pitch. Swung on ground ball, base hit into right. That'll score Fry. Ramirez stops at third. And with a drawn-in infield, Naylor poked it through the gap between the first and second baseman. 2-0 Guardians. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. And A.J. Hinch is going to the bullpen. And this place is up for grabs. That was a quick hook. Tyler Holton was taken out of the game by manager A.J. Hinch, and he went to his right-hander, Reese Olson, to face Lane Thomas. The right-hander, Reese Olson, to face the right-handed hitting center fielder, Lane Thomas. Infield back, double play depth. And the pitch swung on, hit high, hit deep to left, away back, goal! Lane Thomas in his first at-bat as a Cleveland Guardian in postseason. Pounds one into the bleachers and left. A 3-run home run, a 5-run first inning, and still nobody out. Wow! How about that? The very first pitch of his postseason career, Lane Thomas hammered out of here to the bleachers and left. 5-0 Cleveland. Cleveland became the first team in American League playoff history to start a playoff game with 5 runs scored before an out was recorded. If there was any doubt, Cleveland removed it in the 6th inning. 2 out, 2 on for David Fry. And David Fry will see the 8th pitch of this at-bat. And this would seem to be a one-and-done inning for Ty Madden. With the amount of pitches the rookie has thrown, this will be number 33 in the inning. Here it comes. A swing in the line drive, base hit to left, down the line, headed toward the wall. That'll score Noel. Kwan flying around third. Here's the throw to the plate, not in time. David Fry hooked a 2-run double down the left field line. There's a backbreaker. 7-0 Cleveland, and a big postseason start for David Fry. Cleveland's pitching was absolutely magnificent today. Tanner Bybee went 4 2/3 shutout innings, and then the best bullpen in baseball lived up to it again. Smith with a win in relief. Tyler Holton takes the loss. 2 hours, 50 minutes to play it, and the sellout crowd that watched it, 33,548. We'll be back with more in the wrap-up show right after this.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
Are you still paying the utilities high-priced rate for your electric supply? NOPEC's standard program price will remain steady at 6.4 cents per kilowatt hour through December. That's 30% lower than First Energy's current supply rates. NOPEC also offers competitive 12 and 24-month fixed-term rates for customers looking for long-term predictability on their electricity costs. For more information, call NOPEC's 24/7 Customer Care Center at 855-667-3201 or visit nopec.org/opt-in.
It's Doing, Gone, the official ice cream of the Cleveland Guardians from Perry's Ice Cream. Doing, Gone is a home run combination of chocolate cookie dough ice cream loaded with chunks of cookie dough and crushed cookie swirls. A portion of every carton sold benefits Cleveland Guardians charities. Join the boys of summer for a scoop at Progressive Field or ask for it at your favorite grocery store. Visit perrysicecream.com to find Doing, Gone near you. Go Guardians.
Hey, Guardians fans, looking for one thing that doesn't require a lot of effort to get a big payoff? Look no further than Sugardale. Whether it's perfectly smoked bacon, a juicy ham, or mouth-watering hot dog that gives those stadium vibes, Sugardale's done the hard work for you. They know anything worth doing is worth doing right. So Sugardale expertly smokes, seasons, and cures their meats right here in Northeast Ohio. It's simple. Just head to your local grocer, reach for the package with the red oval, and leave the hard work to Sugardale.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the wrap-up show, and it's brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Cleveland's a winner here today in Game 1 over Detroit, 7-0. And first, let's hear from Tigers manager A.J. Hinch.
AJ, you talked before the game that sometimes, you get punched in the mouth and you have to respond to that. Mm-hmm. What did you see, first of all, from Tyler in the first 4 batters, and then the response from Reese afterwards to kind of hold it there for a while?
Yeah, so, obviously they came out hot. Quan gets the ball off the wall. But 2 things, I think, from a team standpoint, not even with Holton, I guess one part is against this team, as good as they are and as much pressure as they put on you, extra bases and extra outs are really hard to overcome with as good as their lineup is, the way they can move the ball forward and put it in play. So the walk to Fry sets up a really tough spot against Ramirez. Ramirez puts the ball in play. We get it on the ground and don't record an out. And then, it just kind of spiraled there. And then Lane Thomas gets the big hit. So, when they punch you with 5 in the first, it's hard to overcome. I thought Holton rarely gives up back-to-back anything, let alone like guys getting on base, and we never recovered.
The mound visit with Olsen, what was the concern there?
First, it just looked like he was hobbling a little bit, and I was worried about hamstring, calf. Turned out to be nothing, but he just said his kind of felt something around his knee, but it was nothing. It just was limping on the way back to the mound. So with the way that first inning was going, that, kind of apropos, I was going to make sure that wasn't another alarm bell.
What was your view of the McKinstry error in the first? Did he play himself into an in-between hop?
You get greedy a little bit and want to make a great play as opposed to just make the standard play, and the ball didn't carry to him probably as far as he thought it was. And then all of a sudden he caught himself on his heels with no real ability to make an adjustment, and you're at the mercy of that next hop, and it looked like it ate him up. So obviously as things were going snowballing a little bit, the energy in the park, the not recording an out and just sort of stopping or at least limiting some of the momentum is key. But the in-between hop is a do or die play, and that's the die part.
It looked like with pinching Malloy and then pinch hitting Wenzel, you got the matchup you wanted, both with Wenzel and then Carpenter afterwards. The way it ended up just felt like the way things were going today.
Yeah, obviously, this is a 5-game series for a reason, and we're going to see a lot of this bullpen, and the most looks you can get, the better. It's, we're trying to do anything we can to make it a game. Now, there's an off day, so I thought they were going to use their big boys at the end, and they ended up doing it. But, the hope is to put something together to put even more pressure on them. At the very least, try to give some guys that are going to be in the lineup a look at these guys, because the more, no matter how good they are, the more you look at them, hopefully the more comfortable you get, despite how good they are.
Through September and into the first round, you guys the at-bats were good, disciplined, getting on base, not a lot of strikeouts. Today, obviously, 13 punches. Is that a hat tip to that what they were throwing at you, or maybe a little anxiousness at the plate?
I don't see anxiousness. I think I think this is a lot about how Cleveland came out, and obviously they're good, and this is their best. I mean, Bibby's been really good. We saw why. Their lineup from the top, you got an all-star at the top who sets the tone and a beast in the middle, and a lot of different guys throughout that put pressure on you, and then we saw their big bullpen. So, this is obviously game one, and we get a day off to reset. We've been really good at it, and we plan to throw our best out there in game two.
We assume we'd see Olsen at some point. Was there any hesitancy using him in that spot with runners on base? We haven't seen him in that situation yet this season. And was there consideration going?
Hesitation. I mean, obviously, we told him early in the day that the Lane Thomas at bat was going to be it. And if you look at the next two Lane Thomas at bats, that was a little more what we drew up. I mean, sometimes their guy beats our guy, and Reese was ready and no excuses. And we've been doing this with virtually our entire roster. When it doesn't work, you wonder. But we can't, we can't fault really anybody other than a good swing on a pitch that changed the game, or separated the game for them, and a punch that we didn't recover from.
That's Detroit manager A.J. Hinch. Now let's hear from winning